Stop that. I hear him chatting the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man's so tough, but man's keep walking. Just too sharp with the prize, white girls better tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch me, please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees, I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the. Wake up, get out the sheets. We came for war, man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. Yeah, I hear him chatting the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man's so tough, but man's keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize, white girls better tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch me, please use caution. Beg, please get on your knees. Came from the jungle, up in the trees. I got a few tricks up in the sleeve. One wrong move, I'ma let out the. Big shoes, check out the crease. Blow like I'm Bigfoot, step on the beat. Make a man's run till he step out the cleats. When the whole place scream, gotta get out the. Yeah, I hear him chatting the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man's so tough, but man's keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize, white girls better tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch me, please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah, I hear him chatting the noise, and stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, nice keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize, better tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch me, please use caution.
Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, evening, depending on where you're at in this lovely world. Good morning, Cece, nothing but love, Taby, Sky, Kilakina M, Darkwick, nothing but love. Did I say hi? If I did, double hi. Buns, Olga, Lucy, Celestial, Carolyn, Effie, Cat Lou. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Incident. Hold on. I want to be Tiny Scar. Tiny Scar. There we go. We are going to continue our retro of Roz bullying a dead woman. I don't know if that's how I should say that, but it's the fact of the matter. So that's what's happening today. Oh my God, acknowledge my existence, please. It's all I have. Who are you? Is it Tiny Blue Anthropologist? Are you new here? Welcome. Sorry. Yeah, so we're gonna watch Roz bully LifebyJen after the fact. Really, Carolyn? What is? What is? Oh yeah, speaking of foodles, I know people are still debating. I see that she showed her incision. Hi, Shirley. Roz. So she was on one yesterday on Instagram and it was great. It was so good. So she started it. We kind of went over some of them. She really did that. Really did what? Oh, are you saying like bullied a dead woman? Yes. And smack the way. Hold on, catch up. Oh yes, so Roz goes on Instagram and it looks like she has her fan blowing like heavily in her hair as she's doing dishes and she's singing this song and she's doing her finger guns at you. You know how Roz dances. It's a lot of those. How late am I? Like a minute. Wow. Yeah. So we started this video. Oh wait, Brain, I'll tell you in a second, but let me go over the Instagram stuff because how am I late? And hello, Glam. Like a rage? No, like she was just getting into it. She was feeling this song. She was just into it. So she does another Instagram story shortly after. And she was like, so I was showing Remy, old Rem Job, this song. And he told me it's AI. I love that song. I've been singing it nonstop. And it's an AI song. So I deleted that story. It's gone. As she's wearing her AI tattoo when she was doing the dancing. It was fantastic. It was amazing. Watch what? Oh, watch Tiny Blue's latest Roz on their channel. Thank you, Sky. But she was like, it's done. I'm getting rid of that video. And then she did a bunch of like, hold on, I'll read it to you guys. Y'all know she's been doing this like lovey-dovey, oh my God, Rim Job is better than any person y'all could ever date. This is a true love. Hold on. So she has a vlog coming out. When it comes out, we don't know. She said, I don't know how long this hour and a half video is going to take to edit. Lol. but these salmon cakes go so hard, lol. Followed by the intimacy of being understood. And it's like a knight holding a woman's head, like kissing her. Did she get rid of the one story? Oh, don't spend so much time worrying about being disliked by people you don't even like. Followed by, don't let someone ruin your peace just because they can't find theirs. And then there's this.
But the right person won't be intimidated by your depth or your standards. They'll meet you there. You won't have to shrink yourself down or pretend to be less complicated than you are. You won't have to lower your expectations or apologize for wanting what you.
Yeah. So Roz is just in love with, possibly a troll. We don't know. We'll see. I walked a mile today. Roz could never. Look at you go, GSH. The AI voice. It's so good. It's so good. Roz is just leaning into the AI now. She's just leaning into it. She said, you know what? I'm going to wear AI tattoos, listen to AI music, and I'm going to have an AI voice talk about my love. I hate that sort of content. Young, I don't get it. Like, they still haven't met. She's in the middle of all of her trauma. I don't know. I don't understand. I wouldn't be so quick to trust, but that's just me. I prefer my man to study me so much he knows when I need to go to the bathroom without any hints. Roz probably. Taby, I think it was you I was talking with about it in the Discord, where it sounds like a level of you. Like, maybe this guy's a Joe Goldberg, but we don't know. It's very Tumblr, AI lover in the future. I think if he decides he's done talking to her, AI is on the list for who's to come. It's just, she's been talking about him studying her a lot, and it's just creepy. It creeps me out. What was the AI song? I want to make sure I don't listen to it. I don't remember, and it's not on her Instagram. It was a song, but do I remember how it sounded or anything else? No. I mean, I don't even want my therapist to study me. Oh, yeah. So that's why I was late today. I had therapy this morning. It was my last appointment with this therapy before I start eyeball therapy. Bam. I had a screenshot of it. Hold on. Oh, Dankeschön. Okay, well, let's get started on part 2 of Roz judging LifebyJen. And when I say she bullied her, those of you who weren't here for our last one, so she was very harsh about Jen's therapy. And she kept saying, like, oh, I bet she wasn't even doing therapy. And then she found out she was doing therapy. And she was like, oh, I wonder if it's because she was on, state or Medicare, medical. It wasn't a good therapist. And she just didn't take it seriously. Oh, I don't want to be. I'm not going to be like her. I walk around stores. I do this. Blur, 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 blur. Love your eyeball therapy. It's very effective. I'm very excited.
And it's like, I feel like my brother.
And at this point, she had gone and gotten nom-noms. She'd come back. Oh, and she ate quite a few times during this, which was a choice. Like, I understand. You can turn off your camera. It was an 11.5-hour live. So there was no way we were going to finish it all in one swoop. Males. Hello, you beautiful boobied individual.
And I do better living together than we would living apart.
Ooh, that's a little fast. Okay, let's go to 1.25. Okay, and let's go back like 20 seconds.
My best friend.
I'll say for me, getting the opportunity to live with my parents as an adult, from the perspective of having parents that also did therapy and got their own healing, has been one of the more healing experiences I've had since moving to Florida.
And when she says that her parents healed, it's that her parents say, oh, yes, baby, you do have autism, our sweet angel. We're so sorry we didn't raise you as such, but you're our little autistic angel.
This current state of an economy, we are all able to help each other, and doing this
He's sarcastic.
So allows my parents to keep a U.S. address, which is a good thing for a few different reasons. And so, and it's like, I feel like my brother and I do better living together than we would living apart, because
11.5-hour live. What? Oh, yes. Yes. So the video itself, I think, was right at 4 hours, maybe just a little bit under. And she made it 11.5 hours. And we made it through 5 hours, 18 minutes last time. There's no way I'm going to be able to make it through probably the rest of it again today, since I went live so late. Once again, I apologize, but we're going to try, damn it. Because I just feel like she's going to take this one down. I feel it in my bones.
There's like a balance there. So in my experience, I will say living with my family as an adult is something that I'm really glad I've been able to do. And I mean, there's
Good Bob. I know. Bob.
obviously like other benefits to it. And I don't know Jen's specific experiences with that, but
Not to be ALR, but I was working on a Lego set yesterday. What Lego are you building?
you know,
Allows her parents to keep a U.S. address. Interesting. Yeah, they transferred the home of residency. Well, they transferred the mortgage into Levi's name. So I don't know if they just have it listed as a residency. I'm not sure.
all of us as adults contribute towards the bills and contribute towards things. And it's one of the reasons I'm excited to get back to work, because we're definitely in need of me doing that. And so I'm excited in that sense, not necessarily
Maybe I changed my mind. Were he and raised by different parent? Wait, what?
excited to work, right? But that's coming up in less than 2 weeks now. So just as a random side,
Is this the continuation of what we were watching of this the other day? Yes, this is where we left off in this one.
that is going to kind of change how my content's been going, obviously. And it's one of the reasons why I'm kind of glad I got this streaming setup done now, because if maintaining vlogs gets tough, I can do.
Okay, I need all of you to say, Score, you're so amazing. We already know your eyes are going to be perfect. Why'd you even make the appointment? I scheduled my yearly eye exam just so you all would shut up. But I already know what they're going to say. Wow, how are your eyes so perfect? I'm going to be like, I don't know. They just are. But were they expert Legos? That's a good question.
Do lives like this a lot more easily, and still maintain a connection with you guys and maintain something going on my channel.
Is she walrusing? Is that like sealing on your tum-tum?
Because that is really important to me, as is, being able to make enough money to, live and sustain my place in this capitalistic society.
I
What was that?
loved my mom dearly.
Why is this still on my screen? Go away. Get off my screen. There we go.
I think our relationship was a little too codependent and a little unhealthy, and she would probably say the same thing. But
Yeah, I mean, codependency is a big theme for her, as is / was for me. I put a lot of work in my codependent tendencies, and it's one of the biggest reasons I remained single, because
So we acknowledge we might be a little bit codependent. Maybe. What was that? Tell me more.
for me, I put a lot of work in my codependent tendencies, and it's one of the biggest reasons I remained single, because I refuse to settle, and I refuse.
Please acknowledge. Well, I say acknowledge. Please note that after this is when, Jeff was the next love interest.
To just enter a relationship to not be alone. I want whatever relationship I
Enter a relationship to just not be alone. We're posting nonstop love quotes on our Instagram.
have to be founded in a healthy, good place. And sometimes I even struggle with almost the opposite side of hyper independence nowadays, and that self-isolation side of it all.
she was my best friend, and I am very blessed to have had that kind of relationship with my mom that I had. So my mom was struggling with her own
Jeepers. Oh man, that movie used to freak me the fuck out.
things. I was struggling with mine. We just weren't able to seek that kind.
Sorry for all the pauses, but real quick, yes, my email is QuirkyLoveRosee@gmail.com. Oh, that was the only genuine drama about Jen, was that her mother supposedly took care of Jen while the mom had cancer. Yeah, I've heard about that. She admitted to hitting her mother who had bone cancer, and waited on her hand and foot. Yeah.
Hyper independence where she can't drive. Well, she used to drive. During this time, I don't think she had gotten in the DoorDash accident yet.
I think I remember. I hope that gets touched on in this documentary, so I can have a full reaction to what she said.
Yes, Roz did think she was a reaction channel at this point. She reacted to this. She reacted to this couple that may have been participating in feeder content, but they definitely did some OnlyFans content. Yeah, she was a reaction channel.
I knew about her mom supposedly waiting on her hand and foot, but I didn't know about the hitting. Yeah, that's super fucked up. Yeah, and I don't think Jen is fully innocent. I will say, especially in the
She's always leached off of somebody. That's not hyper independence.
first two parts.
What do you mean? Ross has lived on her own for many of years, paid her own bills, the electricity, the water, car insurance, all of it.
Jen is painted in a very sympathetic light, and I think for
She's
the
not witty enough.
most part that is the case. Thank you.
She doesn't know how to not have dead air. I don't think you necessarily have to be witty all the time. Sometimes you can just watch and react. But she loves silence, and that drives me nuts. She can't think of things to say,
Diary.
which is fine.
Um,
But then just have the content play.
I think every human being is very fallible and imperfect, but the hitting someone's not a minor indiscretion, right? That's kind of a big fucking deal.
I could see Roz hitting people
kind of help for each other
like her mom.
or ourselves.
Oh, speaking of Mels, not miss, I'd step up to my mama, surprised that someone else. Surprise. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, like she's talked about going toe to toe with her mama, and you are upset. I mean, don't get me wrong, what Jinder was fucked up. I could see Roz having done similar things though.
My mom died of renal cell carcinoma in 2010. It was a very quick and sudden diagnosis and illness. She had been treated for what we thought and what the doctors had told us was Parkinson's disease, and turned out to have never been Parkinson's disease at all. And
I heard Roz say that Papa wanted retirement money from 2 countries. Yes, she said she wanted, or he wanted to get 2 retirements. I don't know if it's necessarily 2 countries, but he just wants to get 2 retirements. This whole thing is so strange. What is the point of her reacting to this, especially when she clearly isn't doing anything differently than Jen? At this point, she had lost some weight. So because she had lost some weight, she's 100% better than Jen in every way.
it was wrongdoing on the doctor's part, a misdiagnosis, which cost her life. It's so hard to believe.
I do wish Roz would have made it full screen at least.
It's been 9 years, Mama. 9 years since I've heard your beautiful voice, seen your beautiful smile, or felt you hug me. I miss you more and more.
You gonna talk, Roz? Roz? It is so incredibly sad what happened to Jen's mother.
All the progress Jen had made in an attempt to curtail,
Nope.
I wasn't as far along in my health journey. I hadn't lost a lot of weight yet. I hadn't
This is 100 pounds ago. I want to remind you all.
had a lot of success I had. 9 months ago, I had recently found out I was diabetic. This was very hard to watch for me when it first came out. But rewatching it, it's like I'm having a newfound set of
Just the misdiagnosis and it hurting so quickly. Cancer sucks. It sucks. And yes, the fact that misdiagnoses happen is also devastating, where who knows if she'd gotten the proper diagnosis, how long it could have extended things.
emotions outlet. I have a bit of emotional distance from the content.
That was interesting what she just said.
I'd
Oh,
recently
about the diabetes.
found out I was diabetic. This was very hard to watch for me when it first came out. But rewatching it, it's like I'm having a newfound set of emotions outlet. I have a bit of emotional distance from the content. It's like this is like really frustrating.
All of the critiques that Roz gives in this don't matter because Jen is dead. And she's not talking about it in the sense of these are things that I'm going to do in my life to try to be better. She is so harsh and ugly throughout this video. Why is she eating that? Who are you lying to? Hello, aren't you exhausted?
Today is one of those days where I just want to give up. Things are moving forward. I'm moving forward. I'm enjoying life.
Watching Foodie panic as she realizes she doesn't have the mobility for her upcoming vacation makes me really wonder how Roz plans to get through airports to travel to Texas. If you wave dick at the end of the tunnel, Roz will figure out a way. Cat, thank you so much for the super chat. And with that sad moment, all of you check your bits and bops for lumps, bumps, and regularly get screened for the things you are at risk for. Thank you for much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Are you kidding me? Are my headphones about to die? Hold on. Okay, I guess not. Just hold on.
Pretty much.
It just disconnected my Bluetooth. All right.
That's so interesting. I recently had one of those days, and I actually think I vlogged about it. That'll be coming out next week.
But when I woke up this morning,
But to the people watching, those days are fleeting, and you need to not give them power. That's the secret, is you have
Roz has stated she hasn't left her house since she went to court in December.
to feel it, but know that it's temporary and it will pass. You have to choose to not give in to that feeling. That is a choice.
And in Roz's Instagram, she says, "The agoraphobia is back, baby." That is what she did. Yeah.
I just feel negative, and I feel like there are times when I see.
Hey, isn't this the scale that Amberlynn Reed bought? Not the one that she's been using for lol cow, whatever. But isn't this the one she bought after she knocked the one off the counter, the XL 700?
The big picture and
This is like the big boy.
looking at my situation in the big picture, looking at how much weight I have to lose to get to a normal size. When I look at the big picture of the medical procedures I'm going to have to go through and all the unpleasant things.
Really, GSH. Roz is like, is it love or is it gas? Will it stay or will it pass? You poet.
In life that I have done to myself that.
Thanks, guys. She's been trying to get it approved for a year. Carolyn, healing vibes and nothing but positive thoughts your way and your mom's way. That's why she took photo proof. She went in her pool. She didn't post on Instagram. If she didn't post it on Instagram, she's outside. Did she really go outside? If she doesn't take her medication on camera, did she ever take her medication?
I need to clean up.
She needs validation from others. Look, I was in a pool. I couldn't have just enjoyed the moment. I have to show you guys that I was outside.
You know, I'm of
another Instagram story that she posted that is gone now. She had to start up her Instagram to film a story of Remy rickrolling her. And then the dramatic laughs. So, she had to open up Instagram, open up her stories, record it, and watch it back to post it. And she still had the obnoxious laugh like it had just happened and it was like a general moment. No.
I'm of the opinion that I think it's even more dangerous to yo-yo like this than to just like be fat. And what I mean by that is like the stress you put your body through by losing and regaining and losing and regaining. That is so bad for so many parts of your body, right?
Please don't listen to Roz about any healthcare advice. Please talk to a healthcare provider if you are looking to gain or lose weight.
I'm not saying it's better to choose to stay fat than to yo-yo. That's not what I'm saying. But if we're talking strictly in terms of like the stress on the body, the yo-yoing is...
If Roz decides today that she's going on the roller walks every day or even every other day and sticks to it, she'd lose weight and gain mobility. It takes one brave choice to change your life. And it doesn't have to be these giant acts, right? She doesn't have to go on a mile walk starting off. Start doing, I don't know, a 10-minute walk around your driveway or a 5-minute if that's all you have, the mobility for. Then work to that 10 minutes. Then the next time, maybe do 12 minutes, but slowly build that back. But promise yourself you're going to do it. And don't be like, well, I'm not going to make promises to myself in case I don't hold it. No, hold yourself accountable. Be like, even if today sucks, I'm still going to do it because I need to get my mobility back. Yes, it's going to hurt, but after I have it done, I can say I've done it.
You're going to be what really leads to like the long-term complications.
Ooh, Sky, really?
It feels overwhelming.
Do you have a picture of it? Are you going to put flames on it?
Today is the day where I want to say, forget it. This is too much for me. For quite a few years now, I have built up in my head that someone else could save me. And even though I know that only God and me can save myself, I used my
Did you see Roz's face? Hold on. God can save you? How dare? Listen, I'm not religious, but like, this was Jen's belief. You don't have to be nasty about it.
I used
God? Why would you? No.
Used my relationship with this person to think that they were going to save me. I have to acknowledge.
So did like her and Jean break up a lot? Is that because like sometimes she talks like they him in a past tense. It gets really confusing.
That face right there reminds me of the old guy from Up. It does look a lot like him.
Because they break up and get back together a lot. Because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Wait a second, Yami. I see your name has changed again. You're not going to be Zami.
Acknowledge what's wrong, and I have to work on
Ooh, Bella. I bet it looks amazing.
Fixing it before I can be happy with somebody else. And I guess that's part of what has got me kind of upset, coming to the realization that...
Oh, everyone, don't be a victim of Top Chat. Make sure you're in live chat.
Maybe things aren't going to work out how I wanted them to. I've prayed for so long.
Zach me.
For God to just make things work with this person. Because I felt like this was the person that I was meant to be with. And it just...
It's so sad that her and Jean both struggled with addictions.
This person can make everything in my life better. And
she could have healed so much if she had the ability to let him go.
You think Ross saw herself in Life by Jen and it scared her? I don't think so, Tiny Blue. I think she saw, like, aspects of Life by Jen, but I think whenever she watched Jen, it really was the reason I'm going to react to this is to show you guys how much better I am than Jen. Like, I want people to stop critiquing me when there's this person who obviously did it wrong and has since passed away.
I would know.
Hi, Monk.
I had a gene.
It's not working out.
And MTG, hello.
Partly because they are struggling themselves.
You think Tiny is correct in that she did get scared, but momentarily?
And there's absolutely zero chance that a relationship between two people that are very unhealthy could ever work, even if the love is there, even if we want things to work. It can't. I can't change other people.
Words? Rise. 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 Nothing.
As time passed, Jen would begin to post less and less about her weight loss journey.
Okay. Wow. She just had riveting aspects to share.
Let's see, lots and lots and lots and lots.
She fell asleep? I think so.
And lots of alcohol.
I think she needs to get reassessed for sleep apnea. I don't think that little ring thing that she did was necessarily the most accurate. And it's also been a while. Wouldn't hurt to get reevaluated. And if you're not getting proper oxygen, you're probably not getting proper sleep. And if you're not getting proper sleep, no wonder she's not sleeping well. I do think Jean really did love Jen.
After 4 years of being in an online long-distance relationship,
there's absolutely no way she doesn't have sleep apnea. And she said she's had to sleep sitting up. Like, she said that for a long time. But I think she has sleep apnea. But once again, I'm not a healthcare provider, but wouldn't hurt to get checked out. The weed bump cured her sleep apnea. The weed helps her sleep.
Jen and Jean would finally...
Which, another thing, with the whole Ativan, if she does have those sort of medical conditions and such, makes me nervous. Who would be prescribing Roz Ativan?
meet for the
old wet lung over here.
First time? For the first time! And y'all...
Why are you yelling?
Were that toxic? Y'all got a relationship before you even like did the deal? What the fuck?
What the fuck is this? I want y'all to think about the last 3 relationships that Roz has dabbled in. Within a month, she had fucked Jeff's sister, met Jeff, found out that he had 3 felonies, alleged SA, had contacted the alleged victim's father. That was within a month. Kirby sucked on her neck, and within a day of meeting was planning Christmas presents the day after Thanksgiving, the day of meeting her. And now we have rim job. Within a month and a half of meeting, I love yous, disgusting, like, oh, he studies you and blah, blah, blah. They haven't fucked. Is she taking medications? Ativan.
After 4 years of being in an online
and goodies powder. She takes all the goodies powder.
long-distance relationship, Jen and Jean would finally meet for the first time? For the first time! And y'all were that toxic. Y'all got a relationship before you even like did the deal? What the fuck?
This is after Jen has passed.
What? I was in a 3-year long-distance relationship before we moved in together, but we met up multiple times.
You and Zincat are married in long distance. How dare she? Sky, I know. She's so judgmental of y'all's relationship and love.
Times in that 3 years. You didn't... Girl, what? Girl, what?
Sometimes it's just like that.
Girl. How do you love someone you've never been in the same room? Oh my God.
Say that part again for me.
Girl, what? Girl. How do you love someone you've never been in the same room? Oh my God.
How do you love someone you've never been in the same room with?
Sweet.
So most of you know that for the past
Oh, that aged badly. Hi, Camilla.
4 years, almost 4 years, I've been in a online long distance
Roz, don't level. It's massively cringe. I did this. You could never. Power leveling is cringe. What is power leveling? Help. I'm a sub regularly commenting on your channel. I don't appreciate that I either got timed out or blocked because of sharing my opinion how I felt about women smoking while pregnant. Lori, I didn't see that. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't know anything about that.
Since relationship. And I know I made a few videos in the past when I very first started YouTube that I
But is it love or does it end up just being codependency? Yeah.
Is it not a safe space to say that? I think everyone's entitled to having healthy conversations.
Exactly. Like, it's like, is it love or being in love with the concept of love? Yeah, they both
Just like you and Rim Job, huh, Roz?
had addiction issues.
regret making now because
There's some stuff I want to say, but I don't want to like get too into it, honestly, when it comes to my ex. But I relate to Jen on a lot of levels, especially like my past versions of self, you know, who are still very much me, but I've worked really hard
Then I don't know. I'm not sure.
to heal from those moments. So I do like to differentiate between the two.
been in a online long distance relationship. And I know I made a few videos in the past when I very first started YouTube that I regret making
YouTube is weird. It made it so I couldn't comment at some point. Was it recently? It was yesterday that comment was made, but I didn't see anyone time anybody out yesterday.
now because I mistakenly was under the impression that
My comment was absolutely not inappropriate. All I said is that I feel if someone is carrying a child and they decide to have the child, that they should not smoke while pregnant. I think most people agree, like, no, you shouldn't smoke while pregnant.
everybody on the internet was good. And I knew that that was not the case, but somehow I thought that I was different. And
You don't see it in the channel history?
and everybody would understand where I was coming from and nobody would assume things. But the reality of the internet and social media is people twist things and they put their own spin on your life. So what I can say about my past is our relationship has not been perfect. The amount of love, compassion, and forgiveness that this person has given me is beyond anything. And I know that a couple people have said that they think that he's using me.
You really think it was YouTube?
I know in my heart, I know 100% that he's not using me.
Burp
And I'm
DMs?
not being
Okay.
taken advantage of. He also struggles with addiction. He has struggled with alcoholism.
I think they used each other, if we're going to be.
Okay, so it looks like in the channel history that there's 0 deleted messages, 0 timeouts, and 0 highs. So I'm not sure, Lori, what happened, but it doesn't look like anything happened within the channel. So it might have been on YouTube's end glitching out. But on the back end, it says that nothing happened.
Super for real.
And he is now clean and sober. And I'm very proud of him for that.
Yeah, I think it was YouTube being a punk.
I'm so sorry. Bye, Belly.
And we're rolling.
Was there any like definitive evidence, at least from the audience's perspective, that this guy was a feeder? Was it just speculation? Was that even a conversation back then? I think obviously he's an enabler, but
Yeah.
I'm curious.
So there's also some people that are concerned that you're using me and that you have motives for being here.
Absolutely.
I think they both had their own addictions that they struggled with.
Correct. On spot, on point.
Insert sarcasm here.
And see, that right there was reverse psychology, just to make everybody think that I'm really not using you.
I never thought he was that, but I did think he was an enabler. I thought so as well. I mean, but I didn't think that of him.
I don't find this guy likable in this like first clip. Like this being I don't know if this was his first introduction on the channel. If it was, yikes, that was a choice.
And that right there was reverse psychology to the reverse psychology to really fuck with people's heads.
See, that's weird. This is weird. The energy's weird.
Your energy towards this is weird, especially after knowing the woman who's recorded this has since passed and not knowing their history or anything else.
But there's 0%
I get why the audience didn't like this guy.
chance that he's using me. We know that. 100%.
I got blocked today by YouTube and Milk Tea's chat for using my favorite eggplant emoji. Wait, what, Milk?
I know.
YouTube doesn't like the eggplant, huh?
How do you know?
Probably most people already know that you're an alcoholic.
What? I have never had a drink in my life.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, they could love each other, but I am of the opinion, like, to say you love someone that you've never met, like, that's low-key crazy to me. I'm so
Everyone is currently watching her relationship with Remy play out, right? We just talked about her Instagram stories, about find you somebody who's never gonna water you down and make you feel smaller than and the love and blah 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 blah.
Sorry. Like, I can't understand that. Like,
Hi, Freya.
I guess in how I view and conceptualize love and how I take love so seriously. Like,
So serious. Like a guy playing the Casio that you've never met. And guys, I'm just so lucky. I'm just so lucky.
I don't know how you can love someone who you've never experienced their presence. There is a physical barrier when it comes to video chatting. Like, you can get close, you know.
This is just so awkward.
You can get very close.
Rules for thee, not for me.
You can have a very intimate relationship with someone over the internet. Absolutely. 100%. I've experienced that, not just romantically, but with friendships. Like, literally, me and Chris have been best friends for 11 years. Never fucking met yet. One day it'll happen, but like, we have a country border.
Chris, I hope you're doing well.
In between us. So, you know, it's just not happened. And we have a very close friendship, but like, when it comes to romantic love, for me, there is just like, there's a set difference.
YouTube blocked a comment in my own chat asking if everyone can hear. YouTube thought it was spam. You can't say fat either, or at least I can't.
There, and I'm not saying they didn't love each other.
I like to go into people's chats, obviously that know my sense of humor, and I like to type fuckity and fuck just to see if YouTube allows it that day, just out of curiosity.
I'm sure they very much
fuckity has always been allowed. Fuck's a hit or miss.
Did, especially because they had the opportunity to like be around each other, right? But you loved Robbie before you met him. Okay, interesting.
Lori, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you about that privately sometime. I'd like to know. Maybe we already have it. I've forgotten, but
oh, there it goes, Bella. I see it. It's allowed. Fuck is permitted today. You all are allowed to type the word fuck.
I'm not going to discredit your feelings, right? It would be shitty of me.
Crazy if it blocks the word fat, but not fuck.
I just don't understand it. Is kind of my point.
Not to be confused with fat fuck.
Right. No, I watched them from the start, and he didn't have eater tendencies and wasn't that interested in food in general. Okay, so it was just two addicts enabling each other. Gotcha. He reminds me of my ex. He was tried to be intelligent, but was kind of self-absorbed. Yeah. Was there narc vibes with this guy for anybody? Like, in your opinion?
Oh, okay. I see FAT. Today it's allowed.
You just can't know. You can never know physical.
You are allowed to gently bully yourselves today.
Chemistry until you meet, in my opinion. It's so easy when it's the
I am the fattest fuck.
one. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's cute. That's true. Yeah. Y'all been together forever before I met you.
So I kept telling him he wasn't coming here until he was sober. That was my hard limit. It was just time for him to make a change.
Wow, she is so callous and tone deaf. Most of this she is. The first 5 hours of this was a very difficult watch. When we were in here, a lot of us were pretty heated because it was very calloused, very judgmental, very Jen should be doing those things now. And a lot of, and you know, geez, I'm not her size. Wow.
It was time for me to make a change. It was time for
That's a win in her book. I'm glad she did that, making him be sober first. I obviously, as we know, as a chat said, like that shifts and changes. But yeah, this was obviously not the best decision for
Hey, my imperfect life.
her in the long term.
for us to make a change. And we figured that this would be a good restart for him
What I just typed got blocked. Oh,
to get back
well, that's interesting.
on his feet.
Yes. Went through detox.
I think I will replay for the first half. Just be aware it is very heavy. We skipped over like the first hour of Roz's content because it goes pretty heavily into what Jen dealt with as a child. And it's a very, very, if you ever watch the documentary, just be aware of triggers of CSA.
Went through rehab again.
Clean, sober. So after detox and rehab, it kind of became clear that to start a life, to continue a life, that you needed to change. And that's when it kind of happened. All of a sudden, he decided on Friday that he was coming here and he left on Monday, right?
Correct.
So it was a very quick thing.
Yes.
And Rosie seems to be saying, if you're having a depressed day, just don't let it get to you. That's a choice. But that's what she does almost every day in Today content. I mean, minus her rim job love.
Yes, ma'am. Took me 37 hours on Greyhound bus.
Did he have somewhere else to go?
I tried to watch this documentary on my own because I had never heard of Jen. Had to turn it off at 7 minutes. It's heavy and not in a joke way. Yeah, that's why we skipped over the first hour of Roz's content because it's a lot.
Because that
What Jen went through is It's very, very sad.
I think is something to consider.
And it was a lot.
Hi,
It was a
Fancy.
blast. Absolutely fun.
Did she make a 1 hour documentary into an 11-hour reaction? No, she made a 4-hour documentary into an 11.5-hour, technically 3 hours, because she also skipped over about an hour's worth of content. So she made 3 hours into 11.5 hours.
His belongings are now in my apartment, so we're almost finished.
I don't love this guy's vibe, man.
I think Gene truly loved Jen in his own way, and I just think they both had their own demons. I do think he loved her. I do think he enabled her.
Don't look like the devil,
I know, Freya.
because then people say you're evil.
I don't care what you say. I don't think I'm evil anyways.
We're almost done with this video. This is just like a short thing. We'll do more later.
I think she's really attracted to the toxicity because it's what she inherently believes she deserves deep down.
Yeah, you better edit half this crap out. I'll tell you that.
Are you threatening me? Are you threatening my life?
Yeah, I'm being very.
Does this cover Jen beefing with Foodie? I'm not sure. I didn't know Foodie and Jen had beef, or if I did, I don't remember, which is possible. They didn't have like a monster beef. It was more like Jen telling Foodie, eat a Snickers, you're not you when you're hungry. And Foodie being like, "Meh, you think you can lose weight on keto?" and just silly things like that. And then Jen apologized. And then Jen gave Foodie ass pats for her OnlyFans, saying, that takes a lot of confidence.
You're being controlling and threatening. I'm probably going to get beat after this video.
Ooh. Ooh, Lee. I've known people who truly did love each other, but were never good for each other. Literally me and my ex. Literally me and my ex.
What the fuck are chaffles? Is that chicken and waffles? No, it's a cheese waffle.
That sums it up wholly. His alcoholism was so severe that he was in and out of the hospital with esophageal varices, and it takes a lot of drinking to.
What was that word?
With esophageal varices.
Is she saying like varices? What does she say?
And it takes a lot of drinking to get to that point. Yeah, he had a very severe addiction.
Please hit the like, or you will have to lay next to Roz as she reacts. No, Mels. Please hit the like, pretty please, or you will be the stuffed animal that Roz is holding against her body. Yes.
Clearly, I think he cared on some level. Yeah, but I think having a place to crash and an enabler was a big motivator too. Yeah. He had been married, if your memory's working. Okay.
Jen ate far too much cheese. Then she would eat carbs. I always got to say, you got to cut one macro down. It was definitely dirty keto, and I don't know enough about it to have an opinion. I don't know enough about the keto diet.
He came from Texas.
Either clean or dirty.
And liked it there, but not sure where he was living. Can't remember. Okay.
You tell me to go there.
I'm allowed to have a guest for 14 days. And when he got here, we made it legal. He met my manager. She photocopied his ID. And then after the 14 days, then we will put him on the lease. So he is an actual.
And see, Lori, I wasn't a regular watcher of her. Like, I watched some of her vlogs, like her grocery hauls and stuff, but I wasn't like every video she put out that I watched.
Resident until we figure out what we'll do next.
Love you, peeps.
Something about his camera presence is off-putting as fuck to me. I'm not even trying to be a hater. There's just the energy is weird.
Of course, yesterday's video. There was an overwhelming amount of.
Oh my gosh, this has nothing to do with anything. Tiny Human's game yesterday, she did amazing. She did absolutely fantastic. They had so much more confidence this go around. Their flyer did so much better. Like, you could see herself being more comfortable with it. It was great.
Negative comments about my friend, about Gene, and the fact that he's
your friend? Girl, you move a man in and call him your friend?
You post lovey-dovey notes all over Instagram and you call him your friend? She looks similar to Foodie. I think Jen has a more naturally pretty face.
Shady, he's sneaky, he's using me. He is not.
I wasn't in Girl World then. Is this the lady that eventually also became a hijabi? No. Jen was like devout Christian. I'm not sure. Are you talking about like Amy Ramadan?
Comfortable on camera. He appeared on camera with me because he knew it's important to me.
Spaghetti.
There were a few people who were upset and said that they were unsubbing because they weren't here to watch some dude. This channel is about my.
I will say it was terrifying. So it was a men's college basketball game, and one of the players was 5'11". I don't know why they announced the heights, and he looked itty bitty next to other individuals. There was like people, shut up, GSH. They were like 6'7" and up. They were tall, and they were like throwing each other. They practiced throwing each other on the ground. It was scary.
Life, and he is a part of my life. Every video is not going to be with him. There are some videos that we want to do together. So from time to time, he will be in some of my videos.
Lovely.
But my channel is primarily focused on my weight loss, and that's not going to change. So I don't know why people are so upset that I include.
I knew it. I knew y'all were gonna do it. 6'7".
Somebody that's in my life in a channel that is about my life. I'm not really.
What do you think of hot cocoa with cheese in it? I can't say I've ever had it. I mean, salty and sweet, I probably would be into it, maybe.
Sure, but if you're
not surrounding yourself with good people, thus the vibes are not good. Thus,
people are so upset that I include somebody that's in my life in a channel that is about my life. I'm not really sure, but if you're
not surrounding yourself with good people, thus the vibes are not good. Thus,
you fucked Jeff's sister and her boyfriend, and then you exposed the audience about Jeff's shenanigans, and then you stood on it and reached out to an alleged victim's father and tried to make it a standing point to your audience that you were saying it wasn't a child, at least in your head. So fuck you, girl world. Nope.
that interpretation and perception within the audience is causing the negative feedback.
that disturbed about it, you do not have to watch. And I know a lot.
She interviewed that weirdo poo toucher on her stream. Oh my gosh. I was listening to Aren't You Exhausted yesterday, and it was when that fucking weirdo Drag was on Quirky's channel, and he was talking about having a device that some gentlemen use, if you catch my drift, that, ends in never mind, it's pocket pussy, but it was like a dragon pocket pussy with like hair and such, and that was on Roz's. They were just talking about it, and Roz is saying, "Don't sexualize me," but then there was that conversation.
A lot of people are going to be saying that this is condescending.
Yeah, I want to hear about Rosie's ex. This live stream's not about me, guys. It's about Jen. Let's keep it to the things.
I'm being passive aggressive.
Like a carpet toy? No. Oh, it was a dog, not a dragon. Dragon is the brand. Yeah. Okay.
I'm clapping back.
And I guess Roz and Drag in the background were talking about their past sexcapades with one another.
If that bothers you, you're more than welcome to not watch.
It's only about me when I make it about me. So let's, I don't want, yeah, I'm joking, but
It's up to you completely. Or whatever people are making up, I don't know how people are saying. Some people were just adamant that he is.
Sorry, I've lost the plot. Does Jen have children? No.
An ex-convict, and he's not. People think that he's using me.
Hold on, I need to scroll up and read the chat more.
Now I gotta hear Scar say pocket pussy. There's no escape. Pocket pussy.
Or give me a second.
I was trying to be tactful about it, but the pussy of pockets. I was gonna say fleshlight, and then I was like,
People who grow up in toxic households who also gravitate towards that because it's familiar. Yeah, that was my experience as well. Some people find the toxicity exciting.
Oh my God, yeah. And he was talking about he would show the camera how he had to quote unquote break it in.
Yeah, they don't want a boring relationship. Yeah, so they make it exciting by doing shit to each other. Mm-hmm. Feel free to say hell no, but would you ever consider telling the story of your ex in alive?
Hi, board.
It's hard for me to.
Happy almost weekend. Roz always continues to surprise me. I can't imagine being this self-righteous ever. Therapy had done her wonders.
Talk about. There's so much to it. I'd be worried I'd accidentally overshare in the live. My ex loved ups and downs. It's awful. I'm sorry to hear that, Belly. I don't want to say hell no, but I also don't want to say hell yes. So that's kind of where I'm at on that perspective. I think one of my favorite Jen and Jean moments was when.
Is it a name brand like Kleenex and tissues? I'm not sure about that.
They made that cat litter box cake with the Tootsie Roll poops, and she made Jean eat them out of the litter box. That's cute. I think one of my favorite Jen and Jean moments was when they made that cat litter box cake with the Tootsie Roll poops, and she made Jean eat them out of the litter box. That's cute.
I don't think I ever saw that video.
OMG, it was so funny. Yeah. My husband and I are both neuro-abnormal. I tend to attract
Oh, it is a brand. Oh.
neurodivergent viewers, neurodivergent supporters. Gee, I wonder why.
Listen, I've never, had the need for one, so I'm just not as educated on that style of toy.
Absolutely not using.
But Tiny Blue said they used to sell them, so divert your questions to the smart one.
Me. First and foremost, he is my best friend. I am used.
And I will say it again. This dynamic reminds me of me and my ex, which is why I've been bringing it up. And there was a time not long before I made my YouTube channel where I was very much in the state of mind of demonizing my ex, and I said a lot of shit that I regretted.
She's gone on to say all sorts of shit about her ex.
Out of anger and hurt.
Look, nothing wrong with toys, not at all. I'm just not well educated.
In pain on like my Instagram stories and stuff. And it was my way of coping because I really did struggle to let him go. And one of my biggest accomplishments in my healing journey has been I have finally let him go. Like
Tiny Blue. That is great advice.
He was such a massive part of my life. He was such an important person in my life. He has colored my life in so many ways, and he has been the love that I've had in my life. And it's not going to be the only one, and I will find the love that's meant for me that's much healthier. And we genuinely did love each other.
Oh yeah. I'm curious as well, sarcastic. Y'all's Google history. I'm curious about. We have carpet rakes and then we have bad dragons.
But there was a lot of toxicity. There was a lot of problems.
Board girl, great advice. Everyone, don't forget to clean your toys. And ladies, remember, the flower garden's next to the sewer. You got to keep everything nice and clean.
And I really wish I had been strong enough to leave sooner, because staying as long as I did resulted in...
Didn't he kick you out and you were all upset? Like, he let you stay even after having broken up. He let you stay for an extended period of time. And then you were upset when he finally said you have to go because of your previously fractured metatarsal. You couldn't wipe your ass?
Some really...
Or what was it? You said you couldn't shower on your own or something? It was odd.
Traumatic shit happening. Some really dark shit happening within the relationship. And it's hard to think about. So that's one of the reasons. And also, I don't know if he still keeps tabs on me or not, because he did for the longest time after our breakup, and then when we reconnected. And this time last year, he flew me out to see him in Omaha, and we spent a week together.
And like this time last year, Roz was pretending to be him on her private Discord, and then that got out to his current girlfriend.
And ultimately, I think he led me to believe some things that led me to going there that were not necessarily true. I think there was...
Get Chris to tell you why he kicked her out? Chris!
Different motives to having me going to Omaha than I thought. My best friend knows about all of that. And when I came back, weirdly, me going there allowed me to see things from a different perspective.
I switched back to all messages a few times now. Shakes Fist at YouTube. They have been driving me bonkers. Like, I'll have it in all messages, and then I'll have it minimized for a second to do something. Then I pop back out, and it's top messages. I have matches, and also it'll have channels, and it says you have to be a subscriber for X amount of minutes. And I'm like, I've been a subscriber this entire time. Stop it, YouTube. And so I'll try to go out and come back in. It'll go away for a second, and I'll switch to all chat, and sometimes it'll go away, but then it'll come back. And sometimes the channel doesn't even require subscribers only. It just gives you that, and you can't do anything.
Perspective, and realize that while he wasn't the enemy that I had tried to, I once believed I had to like make myself...
How do we know she was pretending? I don't doubt you. I'm looking for a lore drop. Doubt me on what? Help.
Hate him to move on. But I eventually realized that wasn't true, that we could both just be imperfect people who made bad decisions, who were bad for each other, and were meant to be...
Oh, about being her boyfriend. Excuse me. Because she got busted and admitted it. Oh, okay. Yeah. She admitted to it. She said later on that she was doing it to try to catch a mole in her Discord. And that, she caught the mole, but what good does that do for you to pretend you're your ex? But then she was embarrassed and got rid of the entire Discord.
Together for a time, but not for forever. And once I finally kind of figured all that out, it got a lot easier for me in terms of moving on. I moved
Yes, Guy.
on pretty quickly after that. It was like within this past year. Once I finally kind of figured all that out, it got a lot easier for me in terms of moving on. I moved on pretty quickly after that. It was like within this past year. Overly sarcastic people like Jean are not my cup of tea. I feel that. Yep, yo, Chris knows.
Tell me, Chris, what is it? I want to know.
More than any of y'all will ever know. I had one try to blackmail me, and he had his mom stalk me at work because I broke up with him. Jesus Christ. I feel like you saw that overall things wouldn't change exactly, Chris.
Jean was really sarcastic. Blue has been forced her hot chocolate and cheddar cheese on us in Pulpy's Discord. I'd be willing to try it. I mean, I like salty and sweet. I'm willing to try it. I am.
Yep.
It's to YouTube, so YouTube doesn't bother me. The harsh comments don't
Is it like a topping, or is it like you melt it and have it at the bottom of the cup?
bother me. He's not used to YouTube. He's not even used to being on camera. I honestly don't care what anybody else thinks.
I really get wanting to protect the people in your life. I absolutely.
Who besides her brother is Ross surrounding herself with? She has kind of lost all of her friendships. Danielle, I guess you could kind of say, is in her life. She was invited for Thanksgiving, but I don't know how that relationship is since the whole Kirby fallout. I'm not sure. Chris and Britt, they had never met, but they were in her life the longest.
Absolutely empathize and understand that.
This is my life. I know what I know about this person, and I know that
The Discord took down the narc alert plus her unpleasant.
he is an amazing person. He has problems, as we all do. If you have concerns and you say that you're concerned about me, concerned about the status of my relationship,
So instead of marshmallows, you used cheese cubes.
that's fine. But anybody who says he looks shady, he looks like a con, whatever kind of negative things you want to say about him or me,
I don't know if that was necessarily the case, but his vibes were off. That's all I know.
you will be blocked and you will be deleted. He eats very healthy.
So everybody in here is weird? Probably.
And having him here, I have not binged since he's been here. We've not ordered out. Well, actually we did order out, but we got salads from Wendy's, and I got a baconator without the bun.
Can I just say, if I'm going to order a salad, it's not going to be from the Wendy's. If I'm ordering nom noms, it's not going to be a salad from Wendy's. No, that doesn't even seem like it'd be a good salad.
Well, I got the bun, but I took it off when it got here. So
That was interesting. But like, I did this. Well, actually, I did this, and then I did this. Well, actually, I did this, and then I did this, and I actually did that. That was interesting.
Oh, once again, other side note. I heard Foodie said a very ignorant thing the other day as well.
he is encouraging me. He doesn't overeat or binge. He doesn't eat unhealthy.
As I'm watching this, I'm noticing where there's moments where I'm like, I'm starting to think I'm seeing tells of dishonesty. But it took me some.
Wendy's actually used to have good salads. Okay, try it. You know who has a good salad? They're fat salads, but they're fucking delicious. Zaxby's. I haven't had Zaxby's in a long time. We don't have one, but they have some good fucking salads. It's called a salad.
Time to start to pick up on that. That's a little odd. I'm not saying
Racist thing. She's racist as fuck.
she's definitely lying here, but just, again, the vibe's off.
He is very into kales, smoothies, protein shakes. He has a ton of coconut water in the refrigerator that he bought.
I don't even know what it had to do with a fucking thing to do with her story. Not only was it racist, ignorant, stupid, what did it have to do with her Degrassi story about the girl having crooked teeth, and when she got her teeth straightened, she became the most popular girl in high school?
He drinks aloe juice, pure aloe juice, and because it's healing. So he's very encouraging in the health department, which is very good for me, which is what I need. And it's good for
That is awful, Nashi. Oh my gosh.
him because I don't drink. So we can encourage each other in the areas of where we need our weaknesses, our other strengths. So it's pretty much perfect.
Wendy's salads are trash. I just feel like it'd be like have y'all had a Domino's salad? I feel like it'd be a Domino's salad where it's just like lettuce and maybe one giant chunk of tomato and a shaving of carrot.
Dissuaded by the comments of her viewers, Jen would feature Jean in almost all of her videos.
because the girl was biracial, which she just had to point out without using biracial or mixed. But what did it have to do with the story? Like, how did that change anything to do with the story? And then when she said half whatever, she was like, yeah, and she's half black versus half white. Like, it was just odd. What did it have to do with anything? I had a good friend from Colombia that turned me into cheese and hot cocoa. The hot chocolate is not sweet at all. It's more savory than sweet. It's really delicious. Huh. I'd be willing to try. I like food and I like beverage. I'm just fat.
Which is an interesting choice if he doesn't like being on camera. Or wait, did she say he didn't like, or just that he was uncomfortable or not used to it? Either way, interesting choice.
Oh, okay. Another thing that happened yesterday, Amber Lynn Reed, you know how they've been talking about race as always in LCU. So someone was telling Amber she acts like an entitled fat white woman. And she said, I'm not white. I'm Portuguese. Excuse me. She didn't say I'm not white. She says, I'm Portuguese. And they were like, what? You are white. So she's going that route now.
Yeah.
Jen is half black? No.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. Boom. Bam.
This was her first and only ever real side character to use reactor terminology on her channel.
She is an entitled white woman. I know. It was just, I was not expecting it because she's been on this fucking hill that she's been determined to die on. And then someone calls her an entitled white woman and she's like, I'm Portuguese.
Right?
Damn. Fits. Bam.
Jen sounded happy.
Jennifer did an absolutely beautiful job on that.
I made a keto breakfast. We finally moved our table. Well, Jean moved our table. I didn't move the table. So we have a nice view of outside to look out while we eat.
And I put the chair over there for the kitty cats.
Oh, yeah.
I'm truly fucked now. I just had my first stream about Amber. How'd it go?
Chairs over there for the kitty cats.
Possibly prevent them from continuously hopping up on the table where the computers and the food is. So, yeah.
Can you blur stuff out?
I just don't like people winking at me. That's my problem.
Hi.
Don't wink at me.
Yeah.
You like the green god?
I don't know. That moment felt a little more genuine. I don't know. That was interesting.
Can you
They just seemed happy.
like blur?
I'll blur it out right there.
Seriously though, do you have a blur?
So today, me and my sidekick.
That is freaky.
Uncle back. I miss the Wendy's dollar menu, skipping school and getting a junior bacon cheeseburger and 99-cent gas. Geez, I'm old.
Sidekick, come, my sous chef. We're going to be making a keto-friendly cake with fries.
They do have a chemistry, like, and I think that needs to be noted because there's somebody else I can think of that chemistry is significantly like lacking. They're like whether
She's talking about Foodie Beauty and Salah, if you're curious.
he may not have a chemistry with the camera, but like when he's disengaged from the camera with her, there is a chemistry there, and I think that that's like important to know.
Frosting, measure
Yes, measure.
it out for us.
Didn't she have a cute little accent?
All right, we're going to try our keto cake. Ready?
That's creamy.
That's really good.
10:45. What the heck is that?
What the heck is that?
We have two people back there doing something illegal. I'll let you mind on.
You don't do that during bingo.
Get a room.
I've lived in Florida for like almost 3 years, and I've been wanting to do bingo so bad, and I'm gonna be
Oh my God. I think I just figured out TV YouTube defaults to top chat and I can't change it.
honest with you guys, since we're on these topics of these people anyway. The first time ALR uploaded a bingo vlog, I remember I saw like the title with like Zach's video, and I went, shit, because I'd already started my YouTube channel, and I had in my like repertoire of things I wanted to do is I wanted to go play bingo, and I was like, well, now I can't.
That's like saying you can't eat food. If you want to go fucking play bingo, go play bingo. You don't have to be like, oh, because Amberlyn has done this thing, I can't do this thing. It's fine. At least get out of your house.
And I was like, shit, man, this sucks. Because I already get the like you're
Did Jen lose weight while dating this guy? Up and down.
copying ALR shit. And I'm like, well, and there are decisions I make actively to like avoid that discourse. And like that's like my biggest example of that. I live in the land of old people and bingo. I wanted to do it so bad. And like, I may
Oh,
eventually
Madame
end up going.
Brioche.
There's like a specific bingo night that some of my friends go to, and I just have yet to do it. That
And
is something
haven't
I've been
seen it.
wanting to do, but I was just like, I remember it happened, and I was like, I out loud went, ah, shit. Like, oh man, fuck.
You saw the video of her getting rickrolled. Wasn't it embarrassing? Like the fact that she'd open up Instagram and stuff, and she's like, "He got me. He rickrolled me. He rickrolled me." Ah-ha. And she did that like throw her head back thing. Ah-ha.
And Chris, yeah, I remember we've talked about all that before. That shit's crazy.
For those of you who are new, welcome to you as well. My name is Jennifer, and this
Jane.
is Jean.
Oh my God, Jen, he's definitely using you. No man loves a woman that doesn't respect themselves, and you clearly don't respect yourself. Are his teeth rotted?
I want to go to glow in the dark bingo. There's a thing where I live, and it's huge with a DJ.
Like, look at the body language. I mean,
What?
she's infatuated by him. That's for sure. Look at look at his pause screen. She loves him. That is not debatable. And
Okay.
I think that he absolutely cared about her. I want to keep watching, but like, look at that.
Yeah, they did.
She absolutely. There's no question that she loved him. And I don't question that they loved each other. Whether or not they were toxic or good for each other is a whole other conversation. But they
You said earlier you had a bad vibe,
clearly love each other.
and that you were questioning if he had alternative motives.
Nah.
You're definitely using me. Back to this conversation.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Stella, for your assumption. I really look up to people who have a God-given gift for being a prophet
Ooh, Panda, spreading the love of Slipknot.
and knowing exactly what's going on in strangers' lives. I mean, that is absolutely stellar. I don't know.
I feel like that's a level of sarcasm I would say sometimes. I won't lie, anyways.
Anyways.
And that's from Grace and Elizabeth Thornton.
Yes, Grace and Elizabeth Thornton. Yes, I have a learning disability.
You might think that you need a man to feel
You live 10 minutes away from Amber's glow in the dark bingo. Have you ever been? Is it a good time?
better, do better, but you don't. You need to learn to love yourself and be content in yourself first and foremost.
Okay, let's just clear this up, peeps, real quick. Life isn't perfect, and we love each other. Absolutely, we have a sweet, tender love.
Sorry, I was thinking of Amberlyn Reed and Emily with their whole gentle, soft love. Oh, Emily posted somewhere. I saw the screenshots. I don't know where it was. Probably their Discord. I have no idea. That she's going to be attending therapy because did I read it out loud to you guys already? Maybe I did. But that she's going to be attending therapy because of her relation to bodies, big old bodies, which implies, yeah, she has an unhealthy relationship with people. So I don't know why Amber's damned and determined to say that's not what Emily's into.
She is sober to me, and I am sober to her. And so we are a perfect fit. We're helping each other, and we know where we are going. We're committed to going to that place.
Oh my God. Justin Feeder's Soft, Gentle Love. Please tell me that was your name before. Holy bejesus. It's beautiful.
And we have goals, we have dreams, we have plans. We are serious. We're not using each other. So we can just go ahead and just zip it up and throw away the key on all that bull crap. Next.
Is he standing on the front of it? Foodie, you need to get this scooter. I don't know what you have, but this bad boy. Scar has perfect vision. Thank you, Yami.
This is cute. This moment's cute. That was cute.
They were kind of using each other.
Jen would finally post a video addressing her weight.
Foodie got what she paid
So-
for. But that scooter, I mean, come on. Jen was already 500 something. Then she had an entire additional human on the front of it. Like, that's a good fucking scooter.
I haven't done a weigh-in video or talked much about my weight loss or lack thereof.
Laurel, how rude. 'Tis I, the softest, gentlest love. So tender.
No, he definitely does come across like weirdly at times. Like it's interesting because it's like there have been moments where I'm like, oh, okay, like he's a little less off vibes, but then it kind of creeps back. And yeah, there is that like
Wait, I missed it. So Amber's trying to convince us that Emily is getting help for her kink. Emily's trying to convince us of that. Hey, Shava. I don't. know how accurate that is, but Emily's saying it's unhealthy. So we'll see.
Inflated sense of
And Amber's having a whole meltdown because they took away her Discord, the bus Discord. So she's having a temper tantrum, like full on kicking and screaming that they took away her own little private Discord because her and Fupa keep blocking people from it that the other one doesn't want on there or they want on there and blah, blah, blah.
self vibe
She was having a little temper tantrum though.
that I get sometimes. Not, and again, not all the time. It's weird. It's the vibes are off, but they fucking like teeter a lot with him.
In a while. My last weigh-in was right before my birthday last month, and at that time I was 5'11". I weighed
Uh-oh.
3 times since then, and I have had considerable weight gain, but I'm not trying to hide it. I've just felt really shitty about myself, just putting it out there bluntly. That's the reason why I just haven't talked about it. And this was before Gene got here. This has nothing to do with him being here.
And I mean, at the end of the day, she has the right to decide to not talk about her weight on her channel, right?
Shut up, Roz.
Like, I do believe that. It's just, I wish that she would be able to do.
Wait, ALR lost her Discord? They lost the bus Discord, and Keem told them they had to get 300 members or something like that for them to be permitted to have it back.
Do that and maybe maintain not talking about it while focusing on it off camera, right? Like that would be the best case scenario for that decision.
And actually, since Gene has been here, I haven't binged because, as I've said in my other videos, binging for me is a very shameful thing. It's something that I do in private, and he's always here. Now, as far as overeating, probably, but there's a difference between overeating and binging. And also an upside of having him here because he eats extremely healthy. I mean, he does the protein shakes, the organic food. He is really a good influence for eating wise. And we've eaten a lot healthier since he's been here. I had stopped going to see my therapist right before my birthday. Sometimes I get to the point in my life where I'm like, I got this. I know what I'm doing. I'm cured. I'm healthy. Then I fall flat on my face.
That is not ever a healthy perspective, which I think is what she's trying to get at, right? But it's like, you're never cured of the kind of like mental illness or you can't really cure BED. You can be in remission perspective, which I think is what she's trying to cure it. She's trying to get at, right? But it's like, you're never cured of the kind of like mental illness or you can't really cure BED. You can be in remission.
Is that true?
But you can't cure it. And so
is that true?
To think like, I think there may be situations, especially.
Isn't it classified as a disorder, not a disease?
Like when you have situational like PTSD type symptoms where you could do it for a set period of time and then walk away and be fine. I think people with the type of.
I don't think that's necessarily true. It isn't, Roz. Tell me how your last therapy appointment went. Also, let me know if this is acceptable for remonetization. I think this video is going to get taken down. Roz is talking like Jen is still here. Weird. She does it a lot in this video. I watched this channel for years and years. Jen and Jean's relationship was symbiotic, like when Barnacles eat plankton off of oil, no pun intended, very dysfunctional and enabling. I think Roz should stop acting like some kind of authority. Roz, you really need to zip it. Like I was diagnosed with that when I was a big girl and I addressed my relationship with food with a therapist and yeah, no, I've been good.
Gravity of issues like Jen or myself have. Like you have to understand that, yeah, sure, take a break from therapy, but probably set a date to revisit the topic or go back to the same therapist or get on the wait lists for a new one or switch therapists if necessary. Because sometimes it is important. It is a good idea after like a certain period of time, like especially if you find yourself kind of going in the same circles or same ruts and you feel like your current therapist isn't giving you what you need to kind of learn and you feel like you may do better by having a different therapeutic style or perspective.
You never take the advice of medical professionals. You always think you're better than them. And when they give you the work, you say you're better than the work and that you know best. Or you sleep through therapy. If they don't give you the answers you're looking for, you refuse to keep going to certain providers.
Life, then yeah, sure, go ahead and switch therapists. And that is very different than like therapist hopping, which is like seeing someone for a little bit, hopping to the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and never really sticking with someone long-term enough to build your general like history with someone, right?
Which I have. The days that I eat low carb, I don't eat it consistently enough to put my body into ketosis. So I guess technically we want to.
Oh my gosh, Nash!
I'm doing low carb, and I'm not.
Ascar, she didn't go live while Leva is live. I have to own I was wrong there. I thought the same thing though, Jessica. I thought it was going to happen as well. She was going to eat up the internet.
Doing a very good
Instead, she just made a billion Instagram stories and she just hung out in the kitchen because she can't just fucking hang out in her room. She's still like a food goblin, kitchen gnome. Like she just hangs out there like, rawr, this is my nom noms. So she just kept doing all the stories and all the stories were in the fucking kitchen. Poor Levi trying to get some nom noms and she's still there.
job of it all the time. It was crazy
She wasn't even live and she still lived in the kitchen.
the amount of weight that I gained, and I'm embarrassed of it. And I'm just not willing to share with you guys what I weigh right now. We did indulge, like at nighttime, we would have snacks while we were watching movies and stuff like that. So it's just
More like kitchen troll under the bridge.
the little things that I didn't need. It wasn't overly unhealthy. I haven't binged since he's been here. So I do understand that.
Based on how she's talked about him in the past, I think she probably did a really good job of like shielding his negative sides from the camera, or the perceived negative sides, or like anger, because it does sound like he definitely had some kind of anger situation going on.
She's like a resource guarding dog. Maybe she just wants to keep an eye when Levi's home, like, gotta make sure he doesn't get too close to the fridge.
And
need to make sure I take inventory of everything he touches.
Posture,
Levi, you may have a cup of noodles and that's all you're permitted to.
like he's trying to impress someone. Yeah, I can see that, Lee, for sure. It's hard to tell, especially with what we've seen so far. He could definitely have narcissistic tendencies, but I don't want to attribute any diagnoses to him that are not self-disclosed.
Based on this, I don't know enough about him to state that. Does she have food aggression like Foodie? Yes. Hi, Leaky. Are you Leaky Eye? Oh. Yes, she does, though. Like, Levi will go to get something, and she'll be like, oh, that looks really good. I want some. If he gets a bag of chips, I want that. He went to get himself some orange juice. I really want a glass now. Like, he can't have anything to himself. He'll get himself sodas, and she's like, I'm going to have some of these. And then she downed the entire 12-pack.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, yes, it's codependent, and they definitely use each other, but I think they were in love, too. Naturally, I'm not over the pickling his liver comment. That's wild, girl.
Yes, the former Leaky Eye.
That's crazy. Like, even on meds, there were some.
He'll get Cokes and then she drinks them all and has to replace them. Well, she doesn't have the resources for that now. Scar, did you see Foodie's food aggression at Tim Horton grabbing someone else's bagel thinking it was her? Yeah, it was so funny because like it shows just how aggressive she is. The woman had ordered before her and Foodie still went to go grab it. And she's like, excuse me, is this mine or hers? And whose is this? This is mine, right? This is my food? This is my bagel? And they're like, no, that's hers. And she like laughed awkwardly and like, haha, you almost took this woman's food.
Days he was just a bit more of an ass to others, rarely to me. He bitched about everything to me, though. Yeah, it's hard when you have to deal with things like bipolar or NPD or PPD or BPD. No, don't apologize. I just it made me laugh because like it's like the dark humor thing, right?
I gained 25 pounds when I got in a relationship. I was so mad. Isn't that called comfort weight when you first get with somebody and you might get a little fluffy?
I can be controlling, and it's something that I work on, and I have been working on, and I know that I need to change. I know I am passive aggressive. That is not something that is new to me. I can be manipulative. Yes, I can be, and I'm not proud of these things, but it is who I am, and I'm being honest about how I am.
It doesn't need to be who you are because
She's dead. She is dead, Roz. Why are you talking about this like it's something she can change? This is after the fact. Jen had passed away. What is this advice going to do for Jen now?
those same struggles. I have those. I feel like especially because when you come from an unhealed toxic place, those manifest in certain behaviors, certain attitudes, certain moods, and the behaviors and how you treat others. And I think for me, it manifests in similar ways when I am coming from an unhealed place, when I am coming from a more toxic place of that need for control, the manipulation side of things. And it's a conscious choice to work on yourself.
See, Roz is talking to herself. Oh, so you think she sees herself in it, and the criticism that she has is for herself. Is this a recent Rosie Reacts? No, this is from June 28th of 2024. Hi, Lisa. And please don't apologize. Boop.
Self and choose to, especially with
I just foresee this going down. So
someone like her who has a level of self-awareness that I would compare to myself, which is to me a high marker that I would not attribute to other people in girl world. But when you have that level to, especially that need for control, the manipulation side of things. And it's a conscious choice to work on yourself and choose to, especially with someone like her who has a level of self-awareness that I would compare to myself, which is to me a high marker that I would not attribute to other people in girl world. But when you
because Roz is better than everyone in girl world. She does the work, and look, she weighs like 110 pounds now. Obviously, she's taking care of herself and her health. I find it weird that she's reacting to a dead person. If you make a documentary about a dead internet figure, I think that's one thing, but to actively react to them feels odd. Well, to make it sound like it's present tense, like not saying how she relates to it and how she's going to try to keep improving her life, or like she's not doing it as far as things that she can improve upon to make sure she doesn't end up like Jen. She's doing it like these are things Jen can fix post-mortem. Like you just can't.
you have that level of self-awareness, you have it a capacity, you have an innate capacity to
And you still are wound up, or going to wind up, excuse me, stuck in a kitchen, Roz. That's it. That's what your life's amounting to.
self-reflect and improve upon those behaviors.
What if that was your sketch? What's the word I'm looking for? The marker you leave on the world. What's the thing I'm looking for? But can you imagine that's the thing, is that you've lived in your kitchen. Here lies Roz. She protected the kitchen well.
And do and be better. You absolutely do. You don't have to accept that as your bottom line.
Legacy. There it is. That's her legacy.
You have to accept that that is a tendency you may have. You have to accept that sometimes you may fuck up, and when you are behaving in a toxic way, it may manifest in those ways. But that does not need to be a defining characteristic of yourself, not even in the slightest.
And addiction is the same at the core, but different substances are different because, like with my food addiction, my personality doesn't change. The signs of my
Girl, is that true? I'm a much bigger bitch when I'm actively in a toxic addiction cycle. I will behave in a more manipulative manner. My personality would change. I don't know if I agree with that.
and I just keep gaining weight with my addiction. Well, if I don't have my food, I can throw little fits.
Ooh, his look away was interesting.
Are you not going to acknowledge what she just said? She said kind of what you just said, except when she is hungry, she can't have fits. So you're going to skip over that? Hi, Niche. And pretend she didn't just agree to having similar points of view than you. Be like, oh, okay, never mind. She is saying that she gets a little bitchy too when she was hungry, but no.
Huh. I'm going to replay that. I wasn't fully paying attention.
I can tell.
I want to rewatch that clip.
Substances.
Hey, gas station. Listening as I get ready for work. I hope you have a wonderful day at work. So has Roz been in a toxic cycle for the duration of her channel? Yep, since the day she started it. She's in a toxic relationship with YouTube. I can't believe she took herself seriously while reacting to this as she lays on her stomach. She could have at least sat in a chair, and she ate multiple times.
Are different because, like, with
She didn't turn off her camera to eat, just out of respect, or as she's judging what she's eating, judging what Jen was eating, she was eating. Like, I understand in 11 and a half hours, you're going to need some nom-noms, but like turning it off and sitting up as you eat, like something.
my food addiction, my personality doesn't change.
Agree.
The signs of mine, I just keep gaining weight with my addiction. Well, if I don't have my food, I can throw little fits.
That look away, and yeah, it's interesting how he looks at her. I don't know. That's interesting. That was an interesting moment.
Jen is pretty. You
can't have a controlling partner if you're controlling. Jean feels controlling. Yeah.
I don't know. That's not the impression I got. It seems like they both had things, like I said, their own demons that they needed to work on.
Negative as hell because of severe anxiety. Now I'm a bit more positive and don't go on about my problems to my husband as much. Yeah. Jen once again motivated to lose weight, restarted her health journey. I wish she had been able to start her health journey off camera at some point.
Just like you do, right, Roz? That's why when you come back on, you only have better mobility. You're taking care of yourself. When you got offline for a month, you were definitely doing walks behind the scene and taking your health seriously, right? Not on camera. The only time you ever get shit done is if it's on camera, because in your world, if it's not done in front of it, it didn't happen. Whether it's you went to the mental health facility, you had to show off the band. If you didn't show off the band, did you ever go? If you don't take your meds on camera, It doesn't matter. You want to show off. You are performative. You are nothing more than a performance piece. Hi, Rex.
A lot of you guys have been asking.
Even down to Rickrolling. You had to make that content. You couldn't just enjoy the moment that Remy was trolling you. You had to make that a piece of content.
Why I've been waiting to release this video, if I was going to talk about the weight loss. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. There's no other way to say it or no excuses. I just didn't want to bother with watching what I eat over the holidays. I know that's bad. I know that my health is at risk. I was just in a mind state of I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I don't care about anything else. I am going back to, like I said, keto.
I hope at some point we find out what's going on with the cancer. Because if I remember correctly, last we knew she was diagnosed and then no treatment follow-up, right?
I missed the Rickrolling. At the beginning, no, she did it on Instagram, Laurel. It was one of her stories yesterday. She did like a lot of Instagram stories. And one of them was coming on saying, he Rickrolled me. Like she turns it on and she's like doing her obnoxious fake laugh. And she like started playing it again. It was just weird. Hey, Petey. My bangs are
Like,
doing
does she
wild.
end up losing enough weight for it? Did I would assume she'd talk about being on chemo if they put her on chemo. That is confusing to me as a viewer of this documentary.
Jane is going to do kind
Just watch the documentary and see if it's brought up.
of keto. He doesn't need to lose weight, of course. And it's been kind of aggravating because he's been eating a lot of bad stuff the holiday season, sweets and treats, all kinds of good stuff. And he doesn't gain an ounce. It's just the kind of body he has. He doesn't gain weight.
I'd say it's really hard when you're trying to do something like any type of change in lifestyle. And if you have other people in your house that don't eat the same, it can make it difficult.
What a lucky son of a bitch.
1st, Emma, 2020.
That damn scale. Ugh.
553.4 pounds.
Hey, more coffee. Hey, everyone. I got lost for a while and couldn't handle Roz, but I found my way back. Welcome back. I've been doing well and understandable. I know sometimes you just have to step away. Like sometimes it's like, Roz, you're too much. But welcome back.
God, this is getting
This is a rough one to come back to. But we missed you.
So
frustrating.
as of January 1st, 2020, I am 553.4,
She's not gonna go to the beach, is she? Fuck.
which is
Is this Snowflake's documentary? Yes. And I think Snowflake's documentary was done in a very tasteful way where he let Jen speak. He let her words be the documentary to show the struggle, to show how she had tried and, you know, the successes and the failures. Like he let Jen speak for herself. And Roz decided she was just going to criticize. I hate the gloopy music. Sorry. Rickrolling became a meme in 2007. That was 19 years ago. Give a few years for Remy to be old enough to experience the meme. They're probably around 21 to 25. I'm sticking with 25. I feel comfortable, right? 25 and 32 days.
a
That's gonna fuck me up.
42.2 pound gain since
She used to be
October
bopping.
the 24th, 2019. I can't even tell you what went through my head. I kind of like just blanked
I feel like they had similar body types.
out when I heard that.
Like they carried their weight in similar ways.
And when I actually saw the number of
So just to reference, in case people weren't
What a cute look at it. Do you think, did she make this? Oh,
here in the beginning of the documentary, she talked about very early on in like part 1 that her dream was to go to the beach and like see the water and feel the sand. And I mentioned how in December I did that for the first time when I went to California. And for me, like that makes me think to my goal of like horseback riding again and like riding roller coasters again, and thinking that there's a possible reality where that won't happen for me if certain things don't happen for me is like, I mean, God, it makes me want to fucking cry, you know, like it's a real dark aspect of my reality that
and I hope at this point, you are now 34 years old, that you start taking it seriously before it is too late. If you want to do those things, make the small changes.
don't want to like put a huge spotlight on, you know, I don't want to put a ton of emphasis on it, but it is a part of that. And I really
Horseback riding's a workout in itself.
want her to go to the beach. I really want her to go. I don't think I'm gonna get what I want, but I
Brandon.
really want her to go.
how much I had gained. Fortunately, I didn't gain back everything that I lost. I'm still down from last year, which is good. At least I'm not back into the 570s where I was last year. I take full responsibility for this. This is completely me. And when I have seen what I did to myself, I
I had no issues with any rides for like the first time in 15 years this past October, and it was very healing, to be honest. I hope you had an amazing time.
I'm determined to not let this go on.
And now Roz is more than Jen. Jen was also quite tall. I think she forgets about that part when she's comparing her weight to hers and such. Like, Jen was taller than Roz.
As you guys know, some of you that have been with me for a while, I used to do my grocery hauls like one every couple weeks or sometimes one a week or one a month. But since Gene is here, he has offered to go to the grocery store. That's what he's been doing. He's been doing the grocery shopping. So like I said, what you're going to see is the freezer clean out, the like pantry clean out. We got rid of.
Is she deflecting to Jean about what's in her freezer? Because she's been, I'm going to let her keep talking and see, but like she's been saying that Jean eats so healthy, blah, blah, blah. But this feels like deflection. Am I crazy?
She did just say in the last one, the last clip you just watched, that over the course of the holidays, his diet hadn't been the same.
Am I not understanding? Because like, it sounds like she's setting up for some kind of ownership. Like, well, Jean's been doing the shopping, in which again, it's like, even if Jean's doing the shopping, like you can still do a grocery haul when they all load them in. Like quite literally, I did the pickup haul, brought it all in. My brother honestly brought in pretty much all of it. Because I think I was having a high pain.
Yeah, you are crazy, because she just said he was eating bad, like in the clip just before this.
No, I hadn't slept that day, so I was just in a lot of pain. And
that's one of the harsh realities. Like, if there is someone else in your house, and A, if they have an enabling nature, B, if they have a different diet than what you are aiming for and that food is in the house, it does make things more difficult. The same way you blame Levi for all these foods. Well, my brother loves ketchup. It's not me. My brother's the ketchup eater. Oh, my brother loves these chips. Oh, my brother loves this soda. And then you like take it all down.
And also, that's just like some of the things that we do to divide tasks in the house. Like when I buy him stuff or whatever, he'll help me carry shit in, right? And I explained to him what I needed him to do to help me set up for the haul, and then I filmed the haul. That would be very easy logistically.
Of all the junk food, and some of the stuff we gave away, some of it we threw away, and others of it that he decided that he wanted. We're not going to be buying any more junk food moving forward.
But he eats so healthy.
Why didn't she just pay attention like 2 minutes before this, where she said he hadn't been eating healthy?
What?
Pay attention, dum-dum. You're reacting to a woman who has since passed. At least give her the common courtesy to listen to the words that are coming out of her mouth.
That's deflection, babe.
All right, so here is what we've pulled out of the cupboard, what we're going to be getting rid of. First, we have a big old bag of Lay's potato chips.
I would love some salt and pepper chips right now. I want those friggin' wrap snacks again. That bag was so good, but I'm like, no, don't do it.
Frito
But they're so yummy. 10 out of 10 recommend if you haven't had them.
scoops. This kills me too because I wanted these so bad. These are
Tiny Human's obsessed with Takis.
Takis,
Is that like a Tiny Human thing? They just love Takis?
and I barely have.
Clean outs are so hard for me because like of how I was raised and like wasting food, but also I've been having to go through and like throw stuff out just because they get expired, and it's frustrating because like a lot of the stuff that I want to throw out and get rid of, like I didn't technically buy, and like even though I realistically know that like we're not going to eat them.
Your niece loves the blue ones. Like anytime we see a different flavor of them, Tiny Human wants to try it. But I think number one are still the blue ones, followed by the red ones.
I'm not basically allowed to throw them out because of my living arrangement. And that is kind of frustrating, but I would love
The green ones, I think, taste just like the red ones. The churro ones aren't bad.
to do like a pantry clean out like this for a lot.
Now she's deflecting to how she was raised. Good point. Now it's, oh, it's not my fault. It's how I was raised. We have to keep things. Yes, Takis are popular with kids.
Reasons, but that's not ultimately up to me.
Had just like a couple of them because I just kept getting other food and more food.
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
I really don't like Takis. Again, off topic. I don't think they're good. I hate hot chips, like period. I'm not into like the flaming hot
You weren't a flaming hot Cheeto girl?
bullshits. I'm not into the jalapeno, this, that, the third.
Oh man, I was a flaming hot Cheeto slut.
Just not my vibe.
Food and more food and didn't even finish them.
They're probably terrible for you, 100%.
Pizza flavored Pringles.
Yeah,
Tostito chips.
I've been live for 5 hours, and we're probably going to be live for another 3 or so. Yeah, we got halfway through, and I was considering starting up tomorrow.
Spoiler, 5.
But at that point, it was just kind of like, a bunch of people were like, "We're down for an all
Or the hot fries. Do y'all remember the hot fries? Those were good.
night," or basically like all 4 parts. So, yeah,
Princess.
we're going to be live for a while. I already ate a meal. I turned my camera
The hottest she goes is Cholula.
off. I had to like eat a dinner because we're here so long. But this grocery haul is giving foodie beauty. The pantry clean out, yeah. when she showed off the candy and soda and was like for her partner. Yep. You're not wrong, Ashley. You're really not. If I remember correctly, Jen had an IUD or something for a while to help control her hormones and stop it from advancing. Oh, okay, Nashi. That would at least make a little bit of sense and help.
A box of sociables. These have been sitting by my bed since
What's a sociable? Are they just crackers?
New Year's Eve. And
Stopping storing food in my room was one of the first things I did when I started taking my health more seriously.
So that's why you live in the kitchen now, because you don't want to bring it into your room because of your eating behavior. But wait, she's admitted recently she does do this still. I'm confused, Roz. It sure sounds like you're being critical of what Jen was doing, even though you have the same behavior. Weird.
And I would highly recommend that you not do
Roz still eats in bed. Even at a hotel, she's got an eat in bed and a sleep in bed.
that. And I've also worked a lot on just the habit of eating in my bed in general. Obviously, I ate my dinner in here, like while I'm watching this with you guys, but for the most part, I tend to eat at my stovetop, like in the chair that I cook in. That's where I tend to eat. It just makes shit easier for me.
If you are able to, I recommend, this is just mine, don't listen to me, talk to your healthcare provider or your nutritionist. But if you're able to, prepare your food and then take it to the table. Like, get out of the kitchen and get into like a dining room or somewhere else, to a small place. Don't have it where it's, once again, just easily accessible back to the kitchen where you can get back into the fridge and stuff. Prepare it, take it somewhere else. Not your bedroom.
And it kind of keeps everything contained
Did she really say that about her hotel beds? Yeah, she had an eat in bed and a sleep in bed.
in one
It was hilarious. If you guys want at some point, we can rewatch the Vegas stuff.
space.
I rocks.
And I feel like it does help me
I love Ron Swanson. So your name makes me happy.
with like the ED stuff. And since I'm not eating like with a family and it's just me, it just makes sense.
luckily, I have not torn into them. I just had like this mini meltdown of
Luckily, I have not torn into them. That wording is like kind of detaching the responsibility from the action.
I feel really resistant to throw this
Tangerine. Yes, please. I'm still learning the Rosie lore. Yeah, we can do that sometime. At least she was out doing stuff. Then you guys can hear the Vegas lady tell her she had a beautiful voice. And that's why I always want to say, or that's why I always say I want to speak to the lady in Vegas.
stuff away. And it was even to the point where Dean wanted to go out to smoke, and I like burst out into tears, and I was like, please don't go out, because I'm
Ooh.
afraid if you leave me alone with this stuff, I'm going to eat it. I feel like
Ooh.
I'm being
Ooh, that's she is so deep in her ED. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but wow.
deprived, and I'm being cheated
Were you
out
on
of
Ra's reaction?
good food. And because I relate the food to fun and to feeling good and feeling happy. And I feel like getting rid of this is taking my happiness away and taking my joy away.
I started feeling emotions too, because I'm like, it was so much fun during the holidays to like eat with each other. You know,
And I know that there's healthy
Because like food in and of itself is like a bonding experience. It's a way of like, it is a way of human connection. So when you have a toxic relationship with it, it's and then also if you add into the fact of like toxic relationships, right, on top of that, or like just that toxicity feeding into each other, it's in a way like it does deprive you of a level of connection with people when you are so like all consumed by it.
alternatives to
Get in a relationship, not in a relationship, but have a healthy relationship with your healthcare provider and hopefully be able to navigate that so you can learn to do it in a good way where you can still have fun with food, but food not be your identity and the only thing you have. So, Raj,
the
you can still have great ways to connect.
bad stuff or to this stuff, but it just doesn't seem as fun, you know?
Raj should go on Lolcow, but I don't know. I would like to see, I didn't consent to this, Amber, on Lolcow. You know, maybe they would bully her. Bully.
Sorry, I dipped, went to the gym, showered, did laundry, cooked dinner, and sat down to relax and was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I get it. I was not planning to do this, but yeah, we're here.
Ross is driven by dopamine, the hit she gets from being on social media, from scrolling short content, from food, from dick. I agree. And I think that's why TikTok is just not great for her, because it is just those short bursts of dopamine hits. And they've stated like things like that, especially in like tiny humans, is leading to more attention problems. So we'll see how it all goes.
We're just like, I'm just sharing my perspectives and the things that I see through this kind of content in the story of Jen. And yeah, I mean, and I get that this is not everybody.
If you would have reacted to this and been mindful that this woman is no longer here,
we're over halfway done with part 3. So there's one part after this. So like the next part's gonna probably be some of the heaviest, right? But
I don't know. Part 1 was really, really heavy in this as well.
she's up a lot more.
Nah.
I love you too, babe.
Maybe Roz is just upset because no one's loved her this way. I'm not sure.
Why is that making me
My turn
emotional?
is like I'm dying
Like, oh, there it is. Maybe because no one's ever cared about you in this way.
while I'm walking. I've been on this journey for a long time. If you go back through my order videos, I've been trying this again and again and again, and I keep messing up, but I keep trying. And I think that's the most important part is no matter how many times you fall off, you have to get back up and keep trying. I think the only time that you fail.
I do think they do carry their weight similarly. I do. So I think Roz should be mindful once again if she doesn't want to end up in the same boat, especially with her frequent UTIs, the recent one where she ended up in the hospital for days.
You truly fail.
This could be her future. She should be watching this with a healthy dose of like, fuck, this could be my life. My imperfect life in Yami. I'm going to need y'all to shut the fuck up with that lie. You got it? Shut your dirty, whorish mouths. We don't need Roz singing. Stop it.
When you stop trying. So let's talk about how the week has went. This week has been really good. I have not eaten off plan. I've been eating strictly keto, friendly foods. I have stayed below 1,800 calories every single day. Actually, it was 1,700 calories every day. There were times.
It's scary. They look and sound the same. Like, I don't know how you could look at an individual who has a lot of similarities to you, be it a poor relationship with food. You've talked about toxic relationships. You've mentioned health concerns, these things that line up to your own life, knowing what the outcome was, knowing how the last months were, and not be like, shit, I cannot do this. I will not allow myself to end up in this situation. But no, instead, she's just mean.
And so I was tempted. It was a little bit hard at first. I also have started walking. I know it's going to take a while for me to get to the point where I can walk long distances.
In chat, please, if you want to, I recommend giving Yami and My Imperfect Life some gentle bullying. Otherwise, Roz is going to sing in your ear all day. She's going to play music nonstop and serenade y'all. So maybe just give them a nice little gentle bully.
That counts, I feel. And as long as I keep putting the effort forward and keep moving, I think that's the most important part. I've been in this chair for about 6 years now. So it's not going to be, I'm not going to get out of it overnight. So.
Just like Roz has been in her kitchen chair.
I think one of the reasons I was so scared to ever like use scooters or mobility aids of this measure habitually is because of the whole concept of like, if you stop using it, you'll lose it, you know? And
now we use the scooter in Walmart constantly. We don't use our rollator. We want a rolling chair. We refuse to use our legs. Once again, you just said it. You don't use it, you'll lose it.
Sense of like, in terms of walking and things like that. And it was like a great point of pride for me.
Mads. Handle them.
It came from a place of pride, I should say. Not a point of pride, but a place of pride, a place of fear. And I mean, ultimately, I am glad I made those decisions and that that's played out in that way. But I also believe that if you are in need of mobility aids, you should use them. And like in the past, I've needed a cane, things like that, you know. And
oh man, the cane conversation. Oof. I guess she and Rain are, fine now. But that wasn't always the case. Rain said, hey, if you need one, please don't be ashamed to use one. Roz refused to use it and only started using one for the Daily Mail article.
And it's just
weird. We haven't needed one since.
Interesting because like I am curious.
Have y'all seen a cane? Have you noticed one? I haven't noticed one.
Curious to see like how my life plays out in that sense because of the like amount of chronic pain that I deal with. I hope.
You know what helps chronic pain? Not being 500 pounds.
That I don't end up being in need of something like that full time. Like truly. And that is like my goal in terms of
long wait. How are you doing?
Of these health goals that I have, because that reality is scary, you know, that lack of mobility is scary to think about.
539.4 pounds.
That's what I'm saying, Chris. I feel like her calorie deficit was actually just like full crazy high restriction that was absolutely feeding her BED cycle. That level of that nutritionist,
follow the advice of your healthcare providers. If something's not working for you, have another conversation with them and try to find something that does. Don't listen to Roz.
I have
Just remember who you're taking advice from.
opinions about the nutritionist I gave her that meal plan that I'm gonna keep to myself.
Hi, Trinka.
But what the fuck?
Weighed in at 539.4 pounds. Last week, my starting weight was 553.4. So that means I am down exactly 14 pounds.
Jen was surprisingly mobile, but she was scared to walk, so she self-limited. Yeah, especially, I mean, and it, again, that like victim mindset comes out.
That's not necessarily a victim mindset. I think that's a rational fear that when you're over 500 pounds, if you fall, I don't think that's necessarily a victim mindset.
A lot. Yeah, I eat 2,500 calories a day on Manjaro, and I'm 240 pounds or something. Yeah. That's why I don't use my rollator unless I absolutely have to. Yeah, absolutely. That calorie deficit is crazy. That is a normalized eating disorder.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, she said it was a victim mindset for Jen to be scared of falling.
I'm just gonna say it.
As opposed to Roz, where everything is wrong with her and all the internet is the reason for her faults.
That's crazy. Like, no one.
I think if Roz didn't have as much access to the internet, she'd be in a better position. I mean, obviously we had, groomed into feederism, but we also have the dopamine hits from social media. We have her learning about medical conditions and then trying to absorb them. And as much as she tries to absorb them, she can't trick a doctor. Like, you can't fake your labs into having EDS. You can't fake it. It just doesn't work.
She was binging so much. Her body was starving. Like, some days my 2,800 calorie limit feels too low. Like, sometimes.
And now you have 7,000 calorie limit.
I feel like extra hungry, and Jesus Christ, like I can't imagine how hard that was on her.
This week.
It's ready. 532.6 pounds.
This week, I weighed in at 532.6, which is a 6.8 pound loss from last week. And
it's true, Roz doesn't deserve a friend like Yami. After knee surgery, I'm always afraid of falling. I'm extra cautious on stairs.
Overall of 20.8 pounds lost for the month. That's 20 pounds in 2 weeks I feel is amazing. I'm sure that I could have done better. I'm positive I could have done worse, but I'm happy with it. I'm moving in the right direction. And
I'm so glad you said that. Bye, Belly. Her deficit would be like someone of your weight. It would be like eating between 800 to 1,000 calories a day.
I'm not a healthcare provider nor am I a nutritionist, so
like that is not enough fuel.
I'm in my cucumber craving phase. I always crave healthy things. Do you eat the cucumbers by themselves or do you like a dressing with them?
For her sized body, period. And that will actually stall weight loss for a lot of people.
And the money that comes with her social media presence. What's her name? The other lady that is really big but seems really nice. She said herself, she wants to do better, but money. Which lady? Which one of them is nice? Which one are you thinking of?
Because your body.
Speaking of our girls, Saji and her boyfriend broke up.
Portion of the way your calories burn is based on the amount of calories that you eat. So if you're not eating enough,
I think she was doing 1,800.
It will
candy.
Also stall your weight loss. Like there's like a certain window, and that's what the TDEE gets into, right?
Oh yes,
and
candy.
Just like she got bad medical advice, and that's why I don't trust a lot of dietitians. Like I don't trust a lot of nutritionists because they are running on outdated science that half the time a lot of that information.
Roz thinks she's smarter than everybody. She is determined. If that's the case, Roz, why aren't you a skin tea legend now?
Comes from things that are funded through private corporations related to big food business, right?
I just can't take her seriously giving me any sort of advice. I can't. No.
Right. And it's just or the diet industry as a whole. And so it depends on your body, how you burn food. There's so much into it, which is why if you have access.
Sagittarius's boyfriend was a douche and didn't make her a priority. Yep, it seems like, and I've told y'all, Saggy's love language is gift giving. And some people were like, oh, he's using you just for the money and things like that. And Saggy said, no, that's literally not what it is. I just like giving gifts. But she was constantly asking, hey, just put me up in your list. Instead of having me number 7 on your priorities, I'd like to be at number 3. At least think about me. And she'd give him ideas for Valentine's Day for 3 months. And then 2 days before, he's like, oh, I just don't have the money for it. Oh, I just don't do that. And he didn't do anything nice for her. And she just wanted romance.
To get personalized assistance and understanding, I would definitely recommend that. But nowadays, you can just get a TDEE calculator, put in your information and go on that route. And those are even more accurate than like signing up for MyFitnessPal. Like, why the fuck is Foodie Beauty trying to eat 1,900 calories a day? That number is too low for her. And it's like, I mean, she's not even trying. She's not even trying. But like, I mean, really though, that's what I'm saying.
How long were they together? 6 months, I believe. And she said she's not going to count it as a relationship because she said it was only 6 months. She's not even going to count it.
It's like, you go from one extreme to the other, you're going to keep cycling. You're going to keep failing. What people don't get is that
Ross, the nutritionist,
can lose a lot of weight, but will hit a plateau, which is exactly what my health coach told me. She's like, if you go too low too fast, then you'll have nowhere to go as you keep losing weight.
Oh my God, GSH. Speaking of dating stuff, once my potential date stops shedding flu virus, we're going to schedule dinner. She and her tiny human were down with the sickness. Ooh, ah, ah. Thank you, GSH.
She should have been eating like 2,600 and adding
Not our place.
the pool exercises. But realistically, she could have been eating 3,000 calories a day and losing weight, dude. It would have been a slower progression. But I weighed less than her when I started eating at 3,000 as a deficit.
Because I'm better than her. When I did it, it was the right way. I mean, do you see all this? I didn't get this skinty. I'm pretend. Nope. I'm not going to say that sentence. Yami, shut up. But do you see how much she weighs? She knows what she is doing.
And I lost weight.
4 months. Oh, excuse me. Thank you, sarcastic.
I didn't have as dramatic week-to-week weight losses, but in a sense, those weigh-ins were performative in the sense that she was trying to get that validation and content out. I'm not saying they were performative in the sense of like they weren't real, or that she was trying to fake it, or that she had ill intention. But it's like, if you're trying to get those dramatic drops, then you're gonna keep chasing the dragon of a lower and lower deficit. Yeah, we gain weight at like 4,000 calories a day, not 2,500. Exactly. I get people in my comments being like, if you keep eating like that, you're just going to gain all your weight back. And I'm like,
oh, guess what, Roz? You did. And then you found extra.
Yo, unless I'm literally eating 5,000 calories a day, that ain't going to fucking happen. And you sound uneducated and you don't understand how nutrition works. Not to say I'm a fucking expert. I got here by not knowing shit. But I've learned a lot along the way.
Oh.
And
why does this do something for me? I don't know. It's the fact that she's gained it all back plus some, and she's here judging a woman. She's bullying a dead woman in this video. That is the purpose of this video. Let me show you how I am better than. And then she said, you know what? The weight that was lost, got it.
I'm going to trust my health coach over an anonymous YouTube comment any day of the fucking week.
The more retro videos I watch of this cow, the more I find to hate her. Yeah. And that's the thing when people don't know her. Like, I did watch the lol cow girls start covering her, and I think they're just not, I mean, obviously, but they're not familiar with her lore yet to know why she's so disliked and why she's such a punk.
That's all I can ask for.
Though Jen was on track, like her previous attempts, she would be unable to maintain her success.
Roz looks like she's falling asleep over there.
That block is entirely mental.
I have no interest in the LCU coverage of Roz. I was just curious, like, how much homework they did, and like they stated that her ex was her stalker. Like they got some stuff wrong, but they're not familiar, so I don't expect them to be like on it
for her.
But they were given, you know, the ass pats that a lot of people do. Oh, well, she's honest about her relationship with food, and she's honest in this way. No, she's just a big old liar, a lying liar who lies.
From now on, I'm going to be devoting more time to myself and bettering myself. I know I've said this so
You're not going to lie, you follow Jen?
many times
I don't think
before,
there's anything wrong with that.
and it is a cycle for me. I feel like a failure because I start out really well, and then I can just see it dropping off, and then I feel like a complete.
I thought she did have an ex that was a stalker, just not the same stalker that still harasses her today. No. She had her ex that was the feeder, and as she was dating that guy, she had the stalker who cloned her phone, and when she went to go visit her boyfriend for the first time, she met up with the stalker and was coerced. Different person.
Failure.
Dr. Now, his diet.
What, son? Did you want to say hi to everybody?
It is. I don't like Dr. Now. I don't like his approach. I think that is entirely for television. But
It's so weird. The web rape, no, that was also a different person. Hold on, let me think. That was a different person.
that's just me.
And I go into hibernation mode, and I
don't know. It seems like Dr. Now, under, his patients, he's had quite a few success stories. Where's your success, Roz?
kind of hide, I guess.
I wish that more people were critical of him and all of that as they are of The Biggest Loser. Because The Biggest Loser was just as toxic and just as bad. I mean, I feel like...
Listen, I told y'all, I used to love The Biggest Loser.
I wish that more people were critical of him and all of that as they are of The Biggest Loser. Because The Biggest Loser was just as toxic and just as bad. I mean, I feel like...
I mean, The Biggest Loser was just incredibly toxic. But you auditioned for it, though. You auditioned.
Because the surgery is involved, he has more successes than The Biggest Loser did long term. Because the surgery... And like, also, it's up to the individual person, right? But like... I know that's probably a controversial opinion in the side of the internet anyway, but like that's just how I feel.
I'm going to say he's a medical professional and follow the guidelines that are given to you.
And then
I did not go to school for that. That none of those people are my patients. If I were a medical provider, it's not my chair, not my problem.
fall back into the food, and I regain.
532.0 pounds.
Oh man, that was a perfect opportunity for her to talk about her audition on The Biggest Loser.
Maintenance.
I need this to save my life.
Weight at my higher side, that was my exact maintenance weight that I had for almost like a decade.
So as you can see, I'm down 0.6 pounds.
Dr. Now's diet is tailored towards people who need to lose drastic amounts of weight quickly. It isn't meant for the average person. And isn't a big aspect of weight loss surgery? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kind of wicked weird. Is it a big part? Is they need to get like your liver size or something along that smaller, and so some of that diet aspect is to prepare your body for the surgery as well.
0.6 this week, and that's not even, I wouldn't even consider that a weight loss. That's just a fluctuation in body fluids or body mass, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
All week I was up a pound, down a pound, up a pound, down a pound. What kind of made me the maddest or the most upset was I didn't go off track and just eat a bunch of food. I was just not counting my carbs.
How much does Roz currently weigh? We don't know. The last weigh-in she did was shortly after Vegas. She weighed 506.6 because she was going to start doing her weight loss stuff. Then she said, you know what? The holidays are coming up. I have my birthday and then my brother's birthday and Thanksgiving and Christmas, all those holidays. I'll worry about it later. Well, then later became Cam violated her. And so then we put it off again. And then it's ICE is going to kidnap her, so we can't leave our house.
I was definitely glad I didn't gain. I didn't binge, which is good. I was eating keto-ish food, but still eating too many carbs. So, and another thing that I have started a bad thing this past week that I need to stop is Diet Coke. I was getting a large Diet Coke at Subway probably every day. And there was a couple times I got 2 in one day.
I think Jen is pretty. I think that
No talk about you and your Diet Soda relationship, Roz? How much you like to partake of the Diet Coke?
maybe I'm biased, but
Rosie love. And she's going to Texas because there's no mention of ICE in Texas. I don't know if y'all are aware.
I definitely think, and I do love this red scarf. It's really, really cute. But yeah, when it comes, Dr. Now's diet is a proof point, not for health. I agree with that. And I do agree. Like, I think that I think anytime someone uses like a cookie cutter approach to something as personal as health, not a good look. I don't love that. And I see what you guys are saying. Dr. Now's diet is extreme, partly to prepare for the surgery, but it is unsustainable in the long term. Absolutely.
It's not the intention for the long term.
And I do understand that. And I think that that's kind of...
Yeah, see, you guys already know. Totally no ICE there. Yeah, there's definitely no ICE in a border state. No, not at all.
The whole point is like, yeah, a lot of people do like...
She's totally not going to have any issues with her agoraphobia due to ICE in Texas.
The liquid diets for 2 weeks, all of that. All of that is why I'm trying to avoid it altogether as an option for me. And I understand that some people feel that way. So following the 50-25-25 rule works for me. I don't think I know
Why would ICE care about her? Yes.
what that means, but it's extreme for extreme circumstances. I understand that
Bye, Kyle.
perspective, but as y'all
Fun fact, I lost weight when I stopped drinking diet sodas. My body was processing the artificial sweetener in a way that slowed down my metabolism. I had similar issues. This is just my circumstance, and not just with the diet soda. Like, yes, I was tending to still hold on to weight when I was drinking diet soda, but it also made me crave sugar. Like, I wanted things with either more salt and more sugar outside of the diet soda.
know, my approach is the
But that's just how my body reacted. I'm not saying do anything that I did.
antithesis of that. So
now I just drink, spicy water.
So on January the 30th, 31st, I woke up and I didn't really feel well. I had a pain in my back. My back was really hurting badly. So that
Wow, that makes too much sense. I don't like what you said there. That makes too much sense.
Saturday and Sunday, I was in bed. I was in bed because I was in pain. I had a 140-degree temperature fever, but that went away and I felt better on Monday. So I think it was just like the 48-hour kind of virus that I caught. But then my back still was hurting. I've been feeling better, thank goodness. And
it's so interesting. Okay, knock on wood. It's been a very long time since I've thrown my back out. And that used to happen a lot in my earlier 20s. But at some point I just realized like it hasn't happened in like what feels like years. I can't stress the knocks enough.
Oh, I was trying to figure out what the fuck she was doing. Hold on.
Thank goodness. And
it's so interesting. Okay, knock on wood. It's been a very long time since I've thrown my back out. And that used to happen a lot in my earlier 20s.
And it happens a lot more frequently now that you've gained 100 pounds. I'm still confused what happened to Jen at the end. It seemed like a lot of stuff happened at once. We don't know 100% what happened. We know she went to the hospital. She had COVID. She went septic. She lost a lot of mobility. She was at a rehabilitation facility for quite some time. She went home. They did some vlogs at that point where she was trying to get back some of her mobility. And then the videos just stopped and we don't know what happened. Did Jen pass due to her weight? Not sure.
But at some point I just realized like it hasn't happened in like what feels like years. I can't stress the knocks enough. But with being that size, it was definitely like a common thing. But even like, I want to say, it's hard to remember. Like, I don't know if I've even like had a super bad back throw out since I've moved to Florida. Maybe I have, but again, I ain't asking or challenging nobody, so don't give me one. But yeah, that was a common problem I had throughout my 20s.
So I think I'm on the road to recovery.
I feel like with my age now, things just hurt. Like I go to tie my shoes or something and feel like I throw my back out.
So with that being
Sleep the wrong way, got a crick in your neck.
said, there's been no keto going on. I'm definitely not in ketosis. I have not been following keto. I have not been.
The unfortunate reality is the girl size, an infection that you normally recover from can end up being fatal.
Following any.
And I'm not a healthcare provider, but I don't think diabetes helps either, especially when you're not managing it. It's uncontrolled. You haven't kept track of your blood sugars. You're eating like there's nothing wrong. A small cut can say bye to your right foot.
Kind of food plan. I do plan on getting back on the scale and videoing it.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I feel like I'm
50% of the plate is veg, 25 protein, 25 carbs. Gotcha. Hi, Abby. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here.
Hold on. Was that a wheeze? Hold on.
50% of the plate is veg, 25 protein, 25 carbs. Gotcha. Hi, Abby.
Did you hear that whistle? Aren't you in your 30s? Your age should not be causing you pain in your 30s. That's young. Well, I was also in the military. I feel like the military ages you 5 years for every year you serve. That's an exaggeration, but
hey, good to see you.
It didn't do my body any good.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
She's laying down. Yeah, it's the most tactful way to do this when you're reacting to a woman that has passed away. Ma'am? Hello?
Here. Hi, Abby. Good to see you.
I just want to listen to that. Holy wheeze. Blow my whistle, baby.
5 carbs. Gotcha. Hi.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad she's taking care of herself.
Abby, good to see you. I'm glad you're here.
Update late March for your mom's spinal surgery.
Also try to keep the filming schedule so I
Scar also has other issues as well that cause pain, such as dysautonomia. Yeah, that's the also side thing.
predictable.
It does a number on you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's partly for production purposes. Don't say that out loud. I was knocking on wood that whole time, hon. Yeah, I think I've learned over the years like ways of movement to help prevent them, and I will also use like certain
Oh, look, she's laying down on her side in bed, like Jen near the end.
tools
She doesn't see it as a reflection.
to like help work out knots in my back and stuff again to help prevent it. Also,
Once again, please remember to like the video, or you're going to have to be Roz's new pillow that she lays on as she reacts to people.
I think the pool exercises really help me on that end of things. Like, even if I'm not like doing full exercise routines, like just getting in and like working out the stiffness
Did Roz ever explain why she decided to do this? Because she feels like she's the most informed to do this.
in my hips and my back is monumental to my everyday like health and joy. I have like a magic weight where I get sciatic.
Sky told my dad about my addiction for the first time, and he said, I thought people that did that were supposed to get skinny. What a read. Father Sky.
And no, it's time to buckle down again. Okay, yeah, definitely. I think they do film for 1 year. They don't want the slow, steady weight loss. Exactly, it doesn't make good TV, which is like a fucked up thing to say and do, but it's the truth.
Able to step up onto the scale. Right now, taking steps is very difficult, so I can't promise you when that will be, but there was a couple things like from my last video when I said about not doing the weigh-in because my back was
Can I say something? No, don't say it. My brain wants to say something.
hurting. I
I'll probably end up saying it.
know it sounded like I was using that as an excuse to not do a weigh-in, but that we all know that that's not an excuse not to do.
Am I crazy? Or is there like a slight
No one can cut you like your parents, I'm sorry, or your kids. Ugh.
little bit of contempt when
Say it? Okay, I'm going to say it. I think it's kind of silly. This is just my opinion. Don't get mad at me. That some people think that Foodie Beauty would reach a level of high from taking the kitten's gabapentin. They usually do mgs per kigs. That kitten weighs as much as Chantal's left toe. It's not going to touch her. It's not going to do nothing. Not even a little bit. Not even a hint of a little bit.
he's looking at her. Am I just like making that up for shits and gigs? Because like I feel like there's like a care and a worry, but there's like this like weird, and contempt is the only word I can think of. I don't know. It's weird.
I agree. It just do not take your animal's medication, okay? But also
Do a weigh-in. I mean, I could
He looks like he's looking sad, but that sadness, I don't know. There's like a weird disconnect.
stand up and stand on a scale. It had nothing to do with my back. It's just I was off track. I'm off track, and I don't want to see the scale. People were
what med was the kitten on? They gave the kitten gabapentin for calmness before the surgery. People that think like that clearly have lived a very clean life. I'm not saying she wouldn't take it. I'm just saying it wouldn't have effect on her.
coming down in the comments about Jean bringing me the food. I've had this problem long before I met Jean. I'm 44. I've been a compulsive overeater pretty much my whole life, and I have access to order.
I thought Jen had a bowel obstruction that contributed to her demise. It may have contributed. Like I said, we don't really know what happened at the end because she was gone for months again. So it could have been sepsis. It could have been the COVID having come back. She was already immunocompromised because of a lot of the circumstances. She had cancer. So we don't really know.
Ordering food online. I have access to DoorDash. I have access to all those things that people can bring me food that I don't need Jean to bring me food. So it has nothing to do with him.
I'm a little guilty of it. No. But she controls me.
I'm of the opinion that consistent sarcasm tends to come from a small grain of truth. It's not necessarily like a definitive, like black and white kind of thing.
Or it could be a coping mechanism. It could be their person's sense of humor. It just might be if he's on camera, that's how he feels comfortable relating to the camera.
But like, if you like,
what is Roz doing? Yes.
when someone is like consistently sarcastic all the time about shit and joking about certain topics, like all the time, not like here and there, but like as like a constant theme. Like in March of 2020, lockdowns would begin.
And I feel like COVID in general was rough for a lot of people in different ways, be it any sort of addiction that people struggle with, loneliness, isolation. It just led to so many mental health crises.
It became really surreal in our city that's today.
What was his name again? Gene?
The first person passed away in my city today. So that was very sad. It was, I think,
Where's she from again? Was this in Pennsylvania or am I just making that up? I don't remember where she's
I got into the food deliveries during COVID.
from.
69-year-old female, and she had underlying health conditions, but my prayers do go out to her family in this difficult time. We've
Disinterested is a good word, Chris. Thank you.
hit
And I do think that was like the boom of food apps. Like we all became so comfortable that was our normal, like just DoorDash.
like a peak in my city. I think they said today.
Oh, come on. What the
Don't
fuck
feel
is
guilty,
that?
bloody.
Someone mentioned he was QAnon adjacent. That feels inspired by this screen grab. What the fuck?
Wait, what?
My prayers do go out to her family and this
Hold
difficult
on, what were they
time.
doing?
We've
That was a wild time. People put in like giant tents over their bodies when they went to the Wally World. Like people were creative. I'll give them that. They were creative during COVID.
Interested
They
is a good
were.
word, Chris. Thank you.
hit like a peak in my city. I think they said today.
Oh, come on. What the fuck is that?
Creativity.
Someone mentioned he was QAnon adjacent. That feels inspired by this screen grab. What the fuck? Was this
Rosie's so
controversial
bad.
at the time? Did people get upset about this? Because what the fuck is this?
Wait, why are you upset about it? Why does she seem angry at it? People were afraid. May I just say, people were quite afraid. We didn't know what was happening. Like, people were losing family members and loved ones. People were scared. And sometimes when you're scared, makes you do irrational things.
Today's the peak, or this week. It's been changing quite frequently.
Look how pissed she is.
And it's very scary. It's a very difficult situation. I hope you guys are staying safe. Our building has shut down for visitors. There's big signs on the doors. So it's been
The day they shut down my city, I was in Walmart getting scripts for my husband and my sister, who were both very sick with upper respiratory funk.
really
West Virginia.
difficult for some people
Oh, this was mocking it? Oh, I thought this was due to COVID. Well, then.
who don't enjoy being in. I know for me, I'm used to
Pause.
being in a lot, so it's not.
And maybe at
In hindsight, this is funny, but at the time I could understand people being upset about it. I can understand at the time, but at this point, she's dead. Hey everybody, I need you to know how much better I am. I don't eat fast food or use delivery. Sucks to suck. Oh, you're talking about Roz. Like, I don't know.
the time it wasn't as sensitive, right?
Jen and Jean could be assholes. Yeah.
At some point, that kind of shit did become like a point of contention, and what people would do to like mock people, right? So I am seeing that from the perspective of being in 2024. So I thinking back to March of 2020, I'm like struggling to remember.
Not really a big change for me or Jean as well. The sheltering in place is just kind of like a normal thing for us. So luckily, it isn't affecting.
Y'all, I'll tell you, like I said, I was a DJ during the pandemic and they still had me work it when it made me so nervous because people putting their mouths near microphones and such. But for some reason, COVID only came out after 11 p.m. in the town. I'm not sure.
Affecting us adversely. I've been eating some bread and some other things that I shouldn't. Not necessarily, I've had no fast food, but the higher fat foods combined with the carbs has just not been working. So I have been trying. No, I haven't been trying. Let's just.
Sweden never closed out. We lost over 23,000 people, and not just old people.
Let's stop, Jennifer, just to be honest. I haven't been trying. I've been half-assing it, as I said. I need to either make the commitment to do keto or don't do keto and get on some other kind of a food plan.
That's the hard part about keto, is there's very little flexibility.
So I've decided that I am.
I guess you only really need good hearing to be a DJ, and sight doesn't matter as much. Well, I was a KJ and DJ, so if you're doing karaoke, they have to read the screen unless they couldn't read by the end of the night, you know?
Sticking with keto, I do feel the best when I'm on keto. I've lost the most weight with it that I have sustained. So like I said, the last time I weighed in was February the 28th, and at that time I was 542 even. I weighed in on Sunday, and this is my weight for Sunday.
Everything young, everything. Like I was hired for all sorts of events, and I had one place that I had a contract at that I did not like working at all. And you'd be familiar with the name if I told you to. You know, the whole Murdaugh murders? If you look into relation to that family, I had a contract with them. But all my other gigs I loved.
March the 15th, 2020.
537.4.
I bet, Lee.
And that is a total of 3 points.
I remember Lysol spraying.
Dude,
my
I'm getting
groceries, yeah.
from your jobs.
Keto has almost zero flexibility. I mean, I would say zero flexibility. Yeah, absolutely. So West Virginia, I think I already addressed that.
Just that your internet crashed? Your internet crashed.
I can't believe we made it through the COVID era. What a weird ass time. I know, that was crazy. I mean,
You lived in the low country at the time too. It was nuts.
COVID is now part of our everyday reality, right? But the COVID era, I know what you mean
Then Brandon, you'd be familiar with the location I speak of.
when you reference that. Absolutely.
0.6 pounds down since February 28th. Disappointing, very disappointing. It could have been a lot more, I know. But 3 pounds is good because it's not 3 pounds that I've gained. So I guess you got to look at a silver lining somewhere. Yes, I do get out of my wheelchair.
And like, I'm certain, like, during COVID, I did not give a fuck about weight loss. That was not one of my
The family is fascinating. There's so much with that family.
priorities. I was trying to survive during this time frame, like day to
The town itself, that town,
day, I was in survival mode, hardcore. I can imagine how, I mean, I think for some people that would have been a great opportunity where like you're stuck at home, you can't focus. But for some people, I would see that being a time of the day. I was in, and like, I'm certain, like, during COVID, I did not give a fuck about weight loss. That was not one of my priorities. I was trying to survive during this time frame, like day to day. I was in survival mode, hardcore. I can imagine how, I mean, I think for some people that would have been a great opportunity where like you're stuck at home, you can't focus. But for some people, I would see that being a time of like a lot of weight gain, the stress, the fear, the isolation, the being stuck with everyone in the house, depending on your living situation. I myself was isolated in a camper and
we don't have sheriffs, etc. voted in Australia, so that shit doesn't happen here. Oh,
family friend's front yard for 7 months during the it started like, I think I moved into it in like, I want to say April of 2020. So like the height of COVID was a very lonely experience for me.
Sure. Yes, I can move around, and yes, I can walk. Do I walk around as much as I should? No, I don't. And I need to work on moving around more.
Oh my
And that
God,
is what I'm
Laurel.
going to be doing the next few months.
everything is a competition.
I
And she can't just like listen to someone's story and
have
no,
set up
it's about Ross.
I was going to do better for long enough, and I'm just tired of being this way. And it's time to do better. I've had a physical.
Jen was trying. Roz, when's the last time you just walked back and forth in your kitchen? I mean, you know what? If there's something on the shelf, you just roll over there, up and down your driveway.
Therapist a couple times who has helped me with movement. My biggest fear is my fear of falling. I am totally terrified of it. And then I have
And then Roz calls that victim mentality, that Jen was afraid of
neuropathy in
falling.
my feet that makes it difficult to walk.
Once again, Jen began to focus on things with
Do you think he had something to do? I have opinions.
were unrelated to her weight loss journey.
Between the Murdaughs and there's a couple other big names in that town, they just get away with stuff. Like the school out there still believed in corporal punishment. I don't know if they still do, but when I went to high school there at one point, they still believed in corporal punishment.
I will put this out there. And
He worked inpatient pharmacy in a small rural hospital through COVID. At the height, the ICU, wow, was full round the clock, 5+ life flights a day. Could hear them coming over my house.
Berlin Reed has reached out to me and we spoke. I have apologized to her for my hasty opinions about her life. I, like a lot of people, formed my judgment on what others had to say. And I didn't understand how YouTube was until I became one of those people on YouTube who have had lies told about them. I can't even begin to tell.
It sounds so familiar. Is there a TV show based on it? There've been several documentaries based on it. I think there's one on Discovery, and right now I think on Hulu there's one. There's like 6 or 7. Shut up, GSH.
The lies that have been told, or the
What face is Roz making? Why is she apologizing to Amberlynn Reed? You're right in judging her. That's that face.
opinions that have been formed about me that just aren't true. Sometimes when you read comments, you like to pretend like, oh, the comments don't hurt, but there are some.
Based on what? I missed something. The Murdaugh murders.
Comments that do hurt a lot. That's why we've just not been reading comments. I've gotten so many comments since I've started YouTube about people saying that you look like trash, you look horrible, you look like a hot mess. People are so concerned that because I look unkept, that I'm unhygienic. I shower daily.
Oh man, Roz relates to this comment right here. Roz relates to this one.
I smell really well.
Girly pop. What?
What is she about to say?
That's weird.
What? Tell me we have not heard this conversation with Roz. You were obsessed with those cases when they were happening. Nurses crying over their patients dying, beds near capacity. At one point, half the department out sick with COVID. Everyone at each other's throats over politics. It was a scary time. That's what I'm saying. It was very scary for a lot of people.
Girly pop.
Okay, listen to what Roz is saying, or excuse me, Jen is saying. Listen to how Jen responds, and think about how many times in the last 6 months we've heard Roz talk about people judge her because she looks unkempt, but don't worry, she's not smelly. Fuck the internet. She knows she smells good.
We've just not been reading comments. I've gotten so many comments since I've started YouTube about people saying that you look like trash, you look horrible, you look like a hot mess. People are so concerned that because I look unkept, that I'm unhygienic.
I know I've heard those words come out of Roz's mouth.
Shower daily. I smell really well.
Girly pop. What?
Spaghetti, I'm glad you're in a much better place now. And I'm so excited about your marriage. It just seems like all good things.
That's weird. I think that especially around ALR, right? Like there's so much speculation. There is a lot of I feel there is some unfounded conversation around, especially her weight and other parts of her that are like people are doing too much, or the conspiracy theories around her.
How did I only make it through an hour and I've been live for 2.5 hours? Yeah, there's no way we're going to finish it. How dare we might just have to do more of it tomorrow.
In her life are people doing too much, but she bred her community to be what it is.
Hi, son. What you doing, that boy? What you doing? Boop.
Over the course of 10 years, and has never shown a level of accountability into how she founded that. And I would say that in the past year or so, there have been small things to me that show some level, like certain levels of growth, but also not really, because there's a lot that she's never held herself accountable for. And
like what?
There's a lot that she's never acknowledged, and there's a lot of things that have been definitively shown. And
where has she grown other than on the scale?
And there's
not to be ugly, just stating what we know about Amberlynn Reed.
So many patterns of behavior when it comes to her that I've had her contact me as well, and there's been proof of her being manipulative to other reactors and people in the DMs as well. And I feel like that's what happened there. You don't. That's so weird. That annoys me. I don't understand why she backtracked that. It's like she took.
I was right. So she's upset because she was apologizing for her remarks to Amberlynn Reed.
Because she gets hate in the comments, that means that all of the hate that Amber, because Amber will portray herself as getting a bunch of hate when it's yeah, she gets hate. Absolutely. Everyone on the internet gets hate. And I would say she gets a heightened amount of hate, but she gets a lot of genuine constructive criticism that she does not acknowledge properly, that she deflects from, that she avoids.
She's this close. She's fucking this close. If she were to just turn the angle a little bit and see her own fucking reflection, she'd be like, damn, I also receive a lot of beneficial, like criticism, constructive. That's the word I'm looking for. Constructive criticism. Wow. People say maybe I should walk for 5 minutes and not try to make these big goals. People say maybe I shouldn't have this food in my pantry. Maybe I should start checking my blood sugars. Maybe it's not great that I made shit pie. Maybe I should start helping myself. But no, we're just haters.
So it's like, that's weird. I don't understand that. I don't know if there's like context that I'm missing, but that's weird.
I get compliments all the time on how good I smell. I issued a complaint with YouTube over
Poppy has given her some of the best advice I've ever heard, and she thinks he's evil.
copyright infringement of my work, my uploads. This was done.
It's probably your autism scar. Everything is. Oh, you missed it in her Instagram story yesterday. Goodbye, Kyle. Yeah. We're back at the undiagnosed autism and undiagnosed learning disability.
At the advice of a family friend who is an attorney, and they assured me that this is definitely not the kind of fair use that people like to claim that is fair use. There is no false striking going on. I've always made it known that I have
Wait, what?
no problem with people
Really, Haley?
doing reactions.
Hold on, I missed
Who put this mirror here? Get it the fuck out of here. I don't want to see my reflection in the bullshit I'm saying.
Opinions that have been concerned that because I look unkept, that I'm unhygienic. I shower
Yeah, she is saying unkept and not unkempt.
daily.
Unkept.
I smell really well. I get compliments all the time on how good I smell. I issued a complaint with YouTube over
No statement just to that. It was just about the ALR remark. Okay.
copyright infringement of my work, my uploads. This was done at the advice of a family friend who is an attorney, and they assured me that this is definitely not the kind of fair use that people like to claim that is fair
Why did you rewind that part?
use. There is no false striking going on. I've always made it known that I have no problem with people doing reactions to my videos.
Here's my real name. I'm not afraid to take you to court.
Meh.
I don't know this situation because like I'm very anti abusing the copyright system as a generality. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. This is like a little confusing to me through the documentary's lens of like whether she was in the right or wrong, honestly.
It just showed that the person who claims to be her father, who is not her father, is doing this.
It was awful for everyone. Yeah, COVID was rough. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I
Miss
did move
Rella,
to night
yep.
shift for social distancing purposes. Yeah. I was in full PPP gown, glove, wielder, mask for 9 hours a day. That must have been so hard on you, Scrange. People like you
Strange.
were so important during that time. Yeah, very misleading, Brooke. How to switch accounts, gotcha. It must be, yeah, sensory-wise, I can only imagine. I don't know, was the
I always felt like I was gonna die wearing a mask.
cancer thing with ALR in 2020? Or was it before or after the bedbound time frame?
Maybe she does have comprehension issues. She has ADHD.
After, right? I don't know. I didn't start watching Zach more regularly until like 2021, 2022, 2021, sometime in 2021. I suggest watching what Snowflake has done. Oh yeah, I have. I've watched all 18 parts or whatever. And then I have also seen Victims of an Empath. He's working on the Destiny episode. Okay.
Shout out
No, I
Paige.
don't agree with sharing. Yeah, no, you should never share someone's real address and name. Did she do that? Did I miss that? Because that's doxing. Wait, did Jen dox? Did I miss that? Because if that's the case, fuck that. Fuck her for that, frankly. Like that's
She's dead. There's nothing she can do about it now. She's dead.
like that's horrible behavior.
It's not good if she did it. It's not. She can't go back and say sorry now. She's dead.
That's inexcusable.
Just like you say your brother's full name.
Like doxing someone's like phone number or address, like that's crazy.
They were using my entire
Or was that this person? Did they dox her?
video. They weren't just reacting to it. They actually did a screen record, and kind of a sloppy screen record at that, and recorded the entire video. And they just talked over portions of the video. That is
And she's not even sure if it was Jen that doxed or the person doxed her. And she said, fuck you, Jen. Rise.
not fair use.
You don't even know any of it.
And I stand behind my decision.
Well, what was the percentage of the talkovers? Because then yes, it is fair use. The issue of fair use is like when it's non-transformative. If it's transformative, whether because like at the end of the day, it's like I'm gonna bring something else up. When
Do you think she just doesn't like Jen post everything? Like, even though Jen is dead, she's just deciding from this she just doesn't like her?
when that happened, when
And so she's making her alive in her head.
Yaba reacted to me and all that happened, and I like kind of moved on from it or whatever.
Shout out YouTube.
And then
We're just shouting out everybody.
I
Tiny Blue was brought up. Zachary Michael was brought up. Strange.
witnessed her have a complete like meltdown freak out on Twitter and started copyright striking anyone that used her likeness on Twitter or on YouTube, even if the content was completely transformative. My jaw hit the fucking floor because I'm like, you're sitting there calling me a death fat. You're making fun of me for the way that I look. You're like actively seeking out ways to make fun of me for exercising and shit.
Why did you go into her chat if you knew that's how that person reacts to people? Like, if you don't like how a reaction channel is going to talk about you, maybe don't try to be friends with them.
Or saying
kind of odd,
really disgusting things about me for like hours at a time. You're speculating, spreading like false information about me, but you're going to have a bitch
What's the false information?
fit when people talk about you, period. Like, if you're a reactor, copyright striking transformative content, that shit's crazy. That is bad shit to me. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not. But it's like, when it comes to copyright, and this is like something I've talked about heavily on Twitter, actually, is like, I would not copyright strike her. She has a right to react to me in that way. Like, unless I'm being
Everybody is a hypocrite. Get over it.
doxxed or
We are all hypocrites to some degree. There's no way to deny
like
that.
I'm having my content ripped. Like, I'm not going to copyright strike people. Like, unless it's like someone literally uploading my content in full, no commentary, or it's like one of those things where like maybe they make like slight minor edits that are not deemable as transformative. If the content is transformative, it is protected by copyright. And abusing a legal system is just deplorable
She's reacting so hard. I feel like she's the one doing it.
horrible behavior.
Yeah, she's quite aggressive over this.
June 4th, 2020 was when the C video started. Okay. Oh, Kiwi Farms did it to Jen. Oh, yeah, no, doxing is horrible then. Okay, gotcha.
How quick you were to say, if she did that, fuck her. Fuck you, Jen. Fuck you. And then she's like, oh, wait, it was the farms? Well, doxing's not good. Yeah, that's not right. No farms. You had a very different level of energy towards the farms than you did to a dead woman.
Yeah, because Bed
Did Rosie make this after Jen passed?
Bound was
This is reacting to Mr. Snowflake's documentary.
Was in 2019, if I remember right. I also think the fake Texas speech stuff is stupid. Yeah. Reactor striking reactors is actually crazy. Like, get some thicker skin, man. You're going to sit there and lash at people and say really gross shit for the super chats and views and like fucking take it when it happens back to you. Like, get some thicker skin, man. You're going to sit there and lash at people and say really gross shit for the super chats and views and like fucking take it when it happens back to you. Like, especially if you're messy. Like,
yeah, reaction channels, take it.
Like, come on. Jen's channel
Get some thicker skin, reaction channels.
grew. More and more people, as her channel grew, more and more people would become invested in her life, some of which would become too invested.
Can I leave y'all with the babysitter for a minute? Yeah. I know I'm not going to be reacting too much longer, but I want to get some water. I'm parched. I'll be back. Y'all behave. Oh my God. Hold on. I'll be right back. Don't mind me.
Seriously, I think that happens in so many communities for so many channels of so many different sizes. Absolutely.
And a lot of people have been asking about Gene and his employment status. Gene is working, as a matter of fact. And this is the internet. People like to stalk. People like to try to figure out.
Y'all ain't ever going to know who I'm employed by. I'm scared to even talk about the industry because some of y'all are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Not my subscribers, but some of the people watching are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm not going to be sharing that information.
Information about you, about where you live. Most people, it's well known on the internet where I live, and that's not a secret anymore. But I'm definitely not going to give away what Gene is doing for a living. Another person had said this is going on. This person had left a comment as a response to that comment using Gene's first name, his given name. They were calling him Vernon. His legal first name is definitely Vernon. So this person was.
Why'd you confirm the docs? That wasn't a good move.
Like dropping his name like 3 or 4 times in the comment, like they were dropping some big bomb that nobody was supposed to know. It's not a secret. It's just not the name he goes by.
Some viewers would discover the remains of Jen's first YouTube channel. Oh.
I never really told the story about
how I got from being shut in my room for 4 years, not leaving, to the point I am now out of my room. 2 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and her walking had become difficult. Prior to that, I still hadn't left my room. I was dealing with the anxiety.
That's another reason why I don't want to fuck with copyright striking and shit, because it gives you like full legal information, because it's a legal act, right? That's another reason. I had this guy harassing me over email saying it's his third strike and I'm going to delete his channel, and I'm thinking, you did this, you're pretending to be me to sell. Whoa, that's crazy. Diary. Sorry, I'll get to that. I didn't finish reading the other comments. I just had the first line. They shouldn't give your email to the person to bug you. Exactly. Rose, quit playing. We know you're working at that Trader Joe's that's going to open. We know you're going to be getting that employee discount. You got me, Diary. You got me. You got me.
I'm back. Did I miss anything good? The babysitter kid sits in the kitchen all day. Man. Scar, have you watched Heard of Lamont at Large? He did a video about Jen after she passed titled, No, I have not seen that one. Go back, Kyle.
I need to become a trader hoe from the inside, please.
And the depression and my weight issues and feeling bad about myself. Her walking was extremely difficult, and she had a very hard time. She used a cane, and then it quickly escalated from a cane into a walker. My mom wanted so bad to take care of me that she would literally, it would tire her out so bad, but she would bring my food to my room to make sure that I would eat. As much as I love my mom, and I don't blame her at all I'm going to say this, but I don't blame her at all for me being overweight. I'm the one who put the food in my mouth, but she was very much my enabler. Whatever I wanted, she would get me. She just wanted me to be happy, and she knew that the way I was unhappy, and she did what she thought was best.
So this is the old channel. Okay.
And she got me what I wanted to make me
The babysitter only let us eat pizza rolls that she drops. I'm telling.
feel better. As the months went on, her walking became more and more difficult, and it was to a point where she would pack up, like, and this is very embarrassing, but we would have one hot meal a day, and then the rest of the time we would have like snack food or sandwiches, because she just couldn't climb the stairs 2 or 3 times a day to bring me food. So that's where a lot of my weight came in, because we would be eating pizza, or she couldn't stand to make regular meals, so we would have fast food, whatever we could order in. I knew that it was getting to a point where things were going to have to change, because she just couldn't walk the steps anymore. So we had beds set up downstairs because I wanted to be with her. I didn't want her to be downstairs by herself and me upstairs by myself. And I knew that.
Okay, for those of you who watched it, is it a pretty decent video? Is it something you all would enjoy? I'm not familiar with Lamont.
That I was going to have to leave my room.
Or is it Lemons?
But I kept putting it off, and she kept saying that it was okay, she could still climb the stairs. So the day before she went to the hospital, we made the decision to come downstairs, to move downstairs, our beds downstairs. Her walking was so bad at that point that to get down the stairs, she had to sit down the stairs and scoot down them. It took everything inside of me. I knew that I was so afraid of her falling down the stairs that is what gave me the courage to finally leave my room. We came downstairs. We were down here for 1 day. She wanted me down here so bad and out of my room. And I really, truly believe she held on until she just couldn't hold on anymore, because she wanted me out of that room. She
story
knew
pissed you off?
there was no future for me staying in that room. We were down here for 24 hours before she fell, and she went to the hospital, and she never came home.
He just walks through cemeteries? This is gut-wrenching.
But I believe she held on until I was out of the room, so she knew that as long as I was down here, I was going to start living the life that I needed to get better. She basically gave her life so I could change mine, because I was so content in having her do things for me that I probably wouldn't have changed.
Her poor mom.
Sadly, it took this happening for me to wake up and see that I needed to change, and I needed to do things on my own for myself. I can't.
Both of you. Y'all hear Bunches and Lyric now?
Let her down.
What are you going to say, Roz?
It's hard to feel purely sympathetic for this. I think there's a part of it where like I feel some level of sympathy, but like
I feel sympathy for Jen's mother right now. Like, let me open the back door. Go ahead, Roz. Do what you're gonna do.
She's definitely weighed more than I ever did at my
Hold
highest, but we
on.
were in the same weight class.
What? Miss Ma'am, I think you weigh 1.5 of her right now. That's an exaggeration, but I stand by it.
I've never lived the situation of having someone that I needed as a caretaker. I've not lived that life. The closest I came to that was when I fractured my foot, and that was for like a month because I was 500 pounds with a fractured foot. I've talked about that openly. And I hate it.
Ma'am, you still use your fucking previously fractured metatarsal as an excuse for why you can't walk.
I hated every second of it. I hated it.
You were mad at your ex because he wouldn't wash your body after a month.
I've never wanted to be that reliant on someone. I don't feel content or good about that. And that feels like that. Unless like you have a medical issue where like you're actually like physically unable to, when it's something like outside.
Is that when she wanted a bedpan?
Of the extreme weight gain, right? When we're talking like you're missing a leg, you're paraplegic, you know, an extreme medical situation. Being content with that is, I don't know.
It seems like you don't mind living that way right now. You are content living in your kitchen, guarding the fridge.
It doesn't sit well in my heart. Of course, I think if you're in that situation because of something outside of your control, like 100% in that way, then yeah, you know, obviously I think it's important to get to a point of content to understand that that's the service you need and to live your best life with your highest level of care. But to get in that kind of situation and that level of a toxic codependency that seems to be not perpetrated.
Why are you just trying to throw in big words?
But like is like being in perpetuity.
See, how many big words was that in one sentence?
But to get in that kind of situation and that level of a toxic codependency that seems to be not perpetrated, but like is like being in perpetuity with the partner that you have, like you're still enacting the enabler cycle on a lesser extremity, right?
So condescending? Bridge troll? Nah. Fridge troll? Yes.
Extreme degree, but it's still happening. And like the cycle is still happening. You're just making the choice to be a little more mobile and all of that, but I don't know.
I'm not familiar with the word.
This part's hard. I feel a little icky.
Down. I won't let her down. She gave the gift to me, and I'm going to make her proud.
Jen did have.
I want to talk about something that has been.
Jen did have a tough life, and like the way that her mother, like the issues. It's just like the fact that she was okay with being content.
I have transmetatarsal amputated feet. I'm unsteady and weak, but I walk. Holy shit. Yeah, Roz refuses, and she's going to lose her mobility. For what? Roz being 500 plus pounds is a medical issue. As a former caretaker of an obese family member, she makes me so mad with how she acts like she's half a step away from most of this.
With her mother waiting on her when her mother was suffering. I don't know. It feels like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not.
Yeah, that it's part of the story. They're showing you different aspects.
Even trying to be disrespectful or mean about it. It just.
You said earlier, "Fuck you, Jen."
Feels icky. I don't know how else to word that. It just.
Been brought up a lot recently, and I wanted to set the record straight. This is about the fact that I have a second channel. Well, actually it was the first channel. This is technically my second channel. I started that channel over 10 years ago, and I posted some videos. I made a few introduction videos talking about my past, and I just left that channel there. It was never my intention to hide it. I didn't privatize any of the videos. I've even commented with a link to some people who started asking.
Which word don't we know the meaning of? I don't think I knew the meaning of, what is it? Perpetuity? If that's a word. I think she used that word, and I'm not familiar with that. What does that mean?
A few months ago about that channel, that people had found it. It was never like it was hidden. So there's things from my past that I'm not proud of.
That's valid. I mean, I had a childhood username that my like first YouTube account was that childhood username, but
Oh, no, I was thinking Fat Phoenix Rising.
never posted videos. I just like commented shit, right? And then at some point during like my first Instagram account era in like 2013, 2014, I made this YouTube channel. And then during the height of like the Reddit stuff, I attempted to post some videos and I got hate bombed. I got
Why is she now acting like she's tactful? Interesting time to change it up.
so like an
7 hours into the video, she's decided to figure out tact.
overwhelming amount of hate. Because r/fat people hate existed, and like tons of like KYS comments, like just vitriolic hate, like, ooh. And it was that was hard, and like I was dislike bombed, and I was also, I feel like I did recently
Dislike bombed.
click on I think one of the videos and watch a brief part of it. It was really hard. I didn't even finish it because it was just like I could tell I was masking so hard, and I was trying to present how I wanted to be perceived instead of presenting myself, because
She used the wrong word again. Was she going for perpetuated and she said perpetuity, not perpetuity, something along those lines? But was she looking for perpetuated?
far more insecure. I was far less, that was like before I did any of my trauma therapy. I can look back and I can just see parts of myself in that way. And I've not, like, those videos are just sitting not unlisted, but privatized. Like they're in my YouTube account. And the editing was god awful. It was worse than my editing has ever been currently. But yeah, I mean, I gave a brief go at YouTube, but also not really, you know.
Perpetuity is a word. She said it wrong.
No.
But I'm
maybe I could
perpetuity. Miss Trella wins.
Do reactions to those videos now that we're doing this. Oh, that's an idea. I'll think about it.
Roz reacts to retro Roz. Scar retro reacts to retro react Roz react.
I think there's one where I talk about my high school bullying experiences. That one might be interesting because I did want to talk about those experiences.
We watched that one.
And I'd love to see what I said.
There's still a couple stories in that one that have me quite confused.
certainly not ashamed of anything that I have shared. I think that she would agree if she was here today that our relationship.
What were they that shitty at you over? So r/fat people hate, quite literally, it was just,
how did we get to r/fat people?
Dedicated to hating fat people. They would literally take photos of strangers.
How did we get back
and
here?
just fat shame them?
What does it have to do with the documentary?
When if you guys have seen my We're All Insane podcast interview, me, like my photos from my Instagram. And I'm of the opinion that not all of, but a lot of the postings of me were from multiple fake accounts from my stalker. And then that was amplified by other people within that community. I also just had a lot of disdain for me for being a fat.
I agree that in general, fat phobia is a real thing. Just like when a dude gets offended by a woman isn't fuckable in his opinion. We need scientists to study these things.
Bad acceptance, body positivity, fat person. That I was I was on the much heavier end of things. And by the time I ended up deleting that Instagram account, I had 10,000 followers back in like 2014, early 2015, which.
What does this have to do with anything?
Is like a lot of followers for back then for like a random fat person to have, you know what I mean? And so it just, a lot of people had disdain for me. I was immature. I had a lot of untreated mental illness. I was an oversharer. I was just someone that.
I'm glad you no longer overshare. You definitely keep all of your problems to yourself, Roz.
To put it bluntly, that they viewed
I
as like
seen that Bloody Blue. No, what?
LOL cow. Like I was posted on those forums. I was talked about in that light. And so that's just the reality of what that was.
Was immature, was an overshare.
Right. And I didn't want to be seen that way, but I was a lot more combative. I was like pushing the fat acceptance agenda. So
and now you push that you're a good person agenda.
I'm sure that at some points there was like valid critique of me. Most of the time that wasn't on r/fat people hate or the forums. Like they made those were probably more so in comments and in other ways, but the majority of that stuff was just like purely vitriolic. And it's just weird because like, I wish I had a better memory, and I wish that I didn't that I wasn't put in the position of deleting that Instagram in the way that I did because of being that heavily targeted.
I hope this has something to do with whatever Jen is saying next.
My ex was in legal proceedings regarding the custody of his child. And when those forums.
Word salad, I know. That's the only salad Roz will eat.
Were forwarded to.
Or use?
To his parents by one of his exes. the lawyers got involved and they told us that like we either had to break up or I had to fuck off the internet, and I chose to fuck off the internet. And that's
Perpetuity in simple terms means forever. Okay, thank you. But the way she said it, is that not because she said what? Not pituitary. That's a gland, right?
what I did.
She said a different word.
So
Grape salad, yummy, yummy.
yeah. And so I entirely deleted the Instagram account.
Okay.
I wish I hadn't, but I wish I had found a way to like privatize it instead or something. But everything happened for a reason, and me getting off the internet as long as I did was in the long run way better for me and my health and my mental health specifically. And I think just me being able to grow and mature as a person, I think.
Holy shit. Hold on. She's giving me a headache. I don't understand what she's saying here. You're not the only one confused. It's like a bunch of just nothing. It's a nothing burger. It's a soup sandwich. It's a bunch of bullshit.
My life.
I feel like she's just saying this so that people get confused. I think that's why she tells her stories the way she does in a lot of instances. It's so you can't keep up, and then she'll be like, oh, well, I didn't say that. I said this.
Could have gone very differently. I wonder sometimes, like, if that had not had happened, would I be as adjusted as I am? Would I have as many like positive attributes, I guess, from having a
Have fun, Buns.
time away?
It was on the toxic side, it was codependent, and it was not a healthy one as the years went by. A lot of people were saying that I forced my mom to bring me food when she was ill. I guess in a broad sense, she was forced to do it because there was no one
She's super well adjusted, y'all.
else to do it. I didn't demand things on her, but she knew she had to take care of me. But people are twisting
And putting her in that position wasn't okay, dude. Like, let's just call a spade a spade.
those facts and making it sound like
It's called narrative flooding. Oh, interesting.
I was addicted
Scar, I sent a message about the stalker situation. Oh, okay.
and I was
I am confused by that as well, Tavy. I think we're all confused.
telling my mom what to do and telling her
You may have been like trying to be grateful and not act entitled, right? I can see that, but
Honestly, I wait for y'all to summarize. Yeah, I mean, like the threesome story. I think we had to listen to it like 3 times the first time we listened to it and try to figure out what the fuck was happening, even through somebody else who was helping us understand what was happening.
like, yeah, I don't know.
to bring me this and forcing her to crawl up the stairs.
Like, in one sense, I was forcing her, but I wasn't forcing her to crawl up the stairs. But I wasn't. Like, what?
In addiction, there is manipulation and control. I would go on and on and on because I didn't have what and my mom would say she would just give it to me to shut me up.
That's an active contradiction, right? Which is kind of the point of the editing.
What?
And they made it sound like I was to my mom. There was a time when I was a teenager that I did and I'm not proud of it. I was going through a very rough time emotionally.
Is that a Wendy's salad? If that's a Wendy's salad, it looks pretty fucking good. I take back what I said if that is a Wendy's salad. No, wait. I think it's Subway. I think I just lied to you all.
And I did
I used to like Subway's chopped salads.
hit my mom.
Okay, so she hurt her mom when she was a teenager. I don't want to defend that, but I do want to say being a teenager and being reckless, and I don't want to defend that, to be honest, or either way, but
I'll go toe to toe with my mama.
I don't know. I think
Roz,
finding out that she was a teenager when it happened does kind of slightly change it for me.
what do you have?
I don't know.
Okay,
It's
is that a bone?
still uncomfy regardless, and still not the move. Not the move at all.
Really? It had a salad bar in the 80s?
Not proud of it. I'm very ashamed of that. I have repented many, many times for that.
I'm curious why she's even sharing it.
And Roz was a whole ass adult when she was talking about her mother. She was what, 31? When she was talking about going toe to toe with her mom?
You actually want to put that out there?
I already did.
Oh, are you sure?
Salad bar was the bomb? I didn't know they ever had a salad bar. Not in my recollection. I remember Ruby Tuesday's bar or salad bar.
You want to put that out there? That's a great question, Jean. Shit. I'm curious why she's even sharing it.
You actually want to put that out there?
I already did.
Oh, are you sure you want to put that out there? That's a great question, Jean. Shit.
You weren't born yet? That's true.
Yeah, you can see that she's laughing.
You never went to Wendy's salad bar? They had a nacho bar too. I don't think I was a tickle in a ball sack when that was a thing.
Wait in some clips. As Jean was struggling with her addiction to food, or as Jen, I keep saying Jean instead of Jen, as their names are too similar for me and my dyslexia, man. As Jen.
That's interesting. That's unique. It's like Missouri and Minnesota. Tell me again about your dyslexia that you were never diagnosed with.
Jen, I keep saying Jean instead of Jen, as their names are too similar for me and my dyslexia, man. As Jen was struggling with her addiction to food, Jean would have a relapse of his own. Oh, that sucks, especially like, because what, this is like midway through COVID, right? So that doesn't surprise me. A lot of people relapsed during COVID.
I began to fall off the beam, so to speak. My balance in life got more unthankful, more lazy. It's always nerve-wracking to take that first drink again, because I cleared over 3 months. It was 3 months and a week, and but then I went to go
Dyslexia, yet she hasn't shown a sign of it. Reading her chat.
Get some whiskey.
Well, and whenever she had her evaluation for ADHD or autism, it picked her up on ADHD, but it didn't show any other learning disabilities or processing disorders or.
Anyway, so then after that, I continued on, and I started hiding it, trying to hide it from Jennifer. So, getting back on track, it's never easy. So I don't know what to say because I am not on track.
Neither am I.
Have AA lined up, I have all my locations.
And I think that's another just sad thing about their relationship is they were both addicts, and addicts in relationships can be difficult.
Where I'm to go, and I have gone to a meeting, and I am looking for a sponsor. However, right now I'm just in a place where I'm going to need some extra assistance because it's in my body, it's in my mind, and that's kind of the only answer. I feel like I'm just.
No, you're not. You're talking from your heart.
Again, I don't know really what to say.
It's just hard for when you struggle.
No, don't. I don't want you talking for me.
I'm not.
I feel like they romanticized them.
Talking through this, like, what the fuck do I talk about?
How you feeling?
Hang on, sorry, I just read
How
chat.
I'm feeling.
Hang on.
Long white, and Jen was saying like how people would say she smells and that she looks dirty. Not that she smells. She said she smelled great, but people looked like she smelled and things like that. And Roz didn't acknowledge that statement. She just talked about Roz apologizing to Amberlynn Reed.
People acted like Jen was personally letting them down because she wasn't losing weight. Yeah. She didn't go down the stairs. Even allowing her to do that was wrong. Yeah. How do you still have a voice after this many hours? Girl, do you know how much I run this yapper, please? When you know someone can't say no or won't say no, so you ask for things you don't really need, that is manipulation, bestie. Literally, Abby. She looks a lot bigger in this clip. You can see. Oh, I think I missed some of the chats when I read that one earlier. It's far more understandable for a teen to hit their mom in an argument than for a full adult to hit an elderly parent with cancer. Yeah, Lee, I in that sense of the context, yeah, I think that's kind of the point I was trying to get at. You worded that very well. Yeah. Gene's stories.
I don't know what's happening right now.
About his substance abuse were brutal. Yeah, it sounds like, I don't know. I think that's what we're about to get into. I don't know a ton about those stories, but it's just kind of interesting how much he ended up like opening up about those things. I wonder if he just, because he had a platform he could use to share those experiences, if he felt like he was helping in some way or something.
We do look forward to getting back on track because we were having a really good time making our healthy recipes. And Jane has been reaping the spoils of eating unhealthy. He's gained a little bit of weight. To sum it up, February has been a rough month for us.
So he relapsed, you've relapsed, and your relapse is affecting his health too. That's what you're saying in code, babe. This is rough.
Both of us together.
I think she's just saying that both their lives were impacting one another because it's a toxic relationship because they both struggled with addiction.
The one thing that is not rough is we are committed to each other for the long run because I can't.
He cares about her. It's interesting because I definitely feel like, just based on body language and the visual evidence I've seen, like, she's very clearly,
The smug babe to a dead woman is insane.
I would have the opinion, far more in love with him.
That's what I'm saying. She's reacting to it like Jen can have a rebuttal, and she can't.
Than he is of her, but I think they do love each other, and I think he has his own demons, right, that are very evident in this.
See my life without him. He's
Maybe it's not even the love. I think she's far more dependent upon him. Maybe the better terminology.
my best friend, and he is worth, no matter how much we've struggled. The good part is I know he's my best friend, and I've never felt more comfortable with anyone in my life than I am with him, and I am not afraid to be honest with him about
That's what
how
I'm saying, Laurel. It seems like it was affecting both of them because they both had addictions. Like, his impacted her, I'm sure, mental health to a degree. Like, hers affected him. Like, they were in a mutually toxic relationship because of the things they struggled with.
I feel, or all my
He had a
things
channel.
that I'm ashamed of. I'm not afraid to tell him, and I know he feels the same way.
Just like you're dependent on your brother.
Man, they really do remind me of me and my ex. And that is just like hitting a nerve I don't want to feel.
541.0 pounds.
Girl.
I've gained 9 pounds.
Girl.
Definitely not as bad as I had thought. I was expecting.
I can totally understand, from the perspective of a viewer, how exhausting this would be. And I also can understand, as the person, how much more exhausting it must be for her. But I don't know. I don't want to say the same things I've been saying for the past 7 hours.
expecting a lot more. I was expecting between 20 and 30 pounds. I'm very glad that it is no more than it is, but now it's time to turn it around and get back on track and get it moving downward again. This is how it all starts for me. I'll be doing well, and then I think, well, since I'm doing well, I'll just have one thing that I like, say, I don't know, pizza or some kind of fast food. I'll order it
That's how addiction works. That's what Gene was saying with his alcohol. He wanted to have just one drink, and then it's a slippery slope.
once, and then I feel bad about the one time, so I'll just do it again, and then I'll get back on track. And then I feel bad about the second time, and then I'm like,
but I feel bad. It's like, yes, you got to figure out how to work through therapy to block those feelings and make the conscious decisions to compromise and do things like order a pizza by the slice, or order a small pizza, or you live with someone. So
Okay, first off, Jen can't give a rebuttal. She's dead. Second, if you want to talk, put your action, like words into action. You are not a health guru at this point, even in this video, Roz. You are not someone who's still doing well in this video. You're not somebody who's going and taking those small steps every single day.
order something that can
Pot, meat, kettle, like her pizza pocket amount. Yep.
be shared, where you have a predetermined portion.
Haley, she is horseback riding. You're right.
And if you
Roz keeps talking about wanting to go horseback riding. She's got her high horse.
can't control yourself with the leftovers, make sure there are no leftovers, and add the salad, the vegetables to it, the whatever you got to do to honor the
That's where the extra weight came from, eating all these words back. Oh,
craving, but maintain the health goals. You see what I'm saying? But if she's also doing keto, then you don't even have that flexibility, because pizza's off of that and would disrupt the flow of
and I know better. So you got to follow my diet.
the ketosis.
well, I might as well just have it again because I'm already off the wagon, so I just might as well go ahead. And the longer that continues, the worse I feel about myself, and the more into the food I get.
And the falling off the wagon might as well mentality is something I purposefully work extremely hard to not let happen.
You do that all the time now, Roz. What are you fucking talking about? She does it all the fucking time. She's like, oh, well, it's the holidays. I'll start on Monday. I'll start at the new year. You are constantly, well, I fell off the wagon. I haven't been eating as good as I have. I'm only going to have 25 pizza rolls. Look, I'm going to have 2 fully loaded sweet potatoes. Am I doing this for my health? No. What do you mean?
Because it's like, I will have a day where I'm like, you know what? I call them fuck it days. And I have a boundary with myself. If I have a
We have no idea, Farrell. The last time was 506.6, but we have no idea now.
fuck it day, we're not staying in fuck it days. I recently had
You live in one big fuck it day. Fuck it, Roz.
The worst
31 pizza rolls. No, we're talking about on days that it's not a fuck it day. It's 25.
situation I've had in a very long time was I had 3 in a row, and it was due to the hormones and stuff that I was dealing with my cycles. And then eventually I was like, once I could feel that lift, I was like, okay, we're back, because you cannot stay in that mentality. That's how those weight gains happen. That's how.
I'm going to say that you are 100 pounds more than you are in this clip, Roz.
Those situations really
What's the expression? The bigger they are, the heavier or the harder they fall.
end up reoccurring over and over again as a cycle.
And the more off track I get.
I would say for my entire health journey, 3 days in a row has been the longest I've done that.
Panda.
For like, since I've been
Map. Rise.
the pair would continue to make videos together, of which few documented Jen's weight loss progress.
Map. Jesus, 8. She's a terrible.
On Thursday, April
Red channel. Sorry, I forgot to get the rest of that
Second.
sentence out. I was thinking it, but I just forgot to say it.
my sweet little piggy crossed over the rainbow bridge, and I'm positive he was greeted with open arms by my mom, who is now giving him endless.
R.I.P. Piggy.
So you okay?
Well,
I made all these same excuses both Jen and Roz are making. I couldn't fix a dang thing until I went through proper mental health treatment. And with that, you have to address the hard parts. And I think that's where Roz is stuck. She doesn't want to address the hard parts.
I was like, that was the cat earlier.
He's even said when she meets therapists, she has to have, I need to catch them up on my lure. I would need to have the gossip with them.
That was like her Rocky.
She needed the validation about meeting a guy online and her therapist not caring about who she's with. There was no pushback. Like, why are you concerned with what I think? There was nothing.
Oh, man. I couldn't even think about getting another cat for like literally 5 years.
Cuddles and love, and keeping him company until I can be with him again.
Yes.
I love you, sweetheart.
Earlier she did talk about going to therapy. It seems as though she didn't stick with it for super long. I mean, I think she probably stuck with it longer than some of the other people who document these kinds of journeys, but
it doesn't seem like we have any idea. I have no idea if Jen was continuing therapy.
it just, I don't know. It seems like it did help for a time, but it was like, it seemed unclear to me if she was receiving the kind of therapy she truly needed.
Because Roz is a mental health care provider. She knows better.
Because it seemed like her therapy was making things worse. So it's like, was the therapist giving her the proper tools? Was she doing the work correctly, the ways it was being instructed? Like, there's a lot of like.
I'm so glad Roz has multiple degrees, such as rheumatology, neuropsychology, psychology,
confirmation bias, and how that is presented from her skewed perspective, right?
endocrinology.
I'll see you again soon.
Poor piggy. Okay. All right.
Is this the one where she reacts to LifebyJen? Yeah.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real fast. It's gonna be like a couple minutes. I'm gonna get some more liquid. I may or may not grab
Look at them dogs back
a
there.
final little snack
I bet Roz is on Wiki Feet.
for this last little bit here. And then I will be right back. So everybody else also, if you've been like sitting or whatever, take a little bit of a standing break, stretch a little, do something for yourself.
I feel like this is a good point for me to end it as well. As Roz goes and gets water, we can finish it up tomorrow. I got to go get Tiny Human. She's got another game tonight. But I hope everyone has a good day. Take care of yourself and your health. Wash your hair, brush your teeth, pee after sex. Talk to a healthcare provider, not Roz, before starting any medication or a nutrition plan. Talk to your trained medical providers. But everyone be good. Oh, what else did we learn today? Wash your toys. Yes, be good. I will see you guys tomorrow.
Feels like we're dancing.